You know what I hate?
What do you hate, Ian?
So I was listening to this podcast last night
Yeah.
on my way to pick up my pizza.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, they are a show they're like almost 500 episodes deep.
Okay.
And they have they were one of the first big Patreons. Like before Greg Miller did the Kinda Funny shit.
Yeah.
But then Kinda Funny came and then blew them out of the water. So it's like, let's just forget about all of them.
Okay.
So they now that they're doing quarantine stuff, they don't have their podcast mics and shit anymore. So, they had a lot of people. Like one of the guys, I guess, just like actually set up his proper podcasting mic because he was just on like a shitty like USB mic for a long time.
Yeah.
And he sounded so bad, and I could hear him in the background of the episode going like, like I could hear his breathing. And then when he started talking, he was quieter than the breathing, and I was like, "Fuck this."
That's wild.
A podcast that has they got like 2,000 Patreons or patrons, and like 500 episodes, and you can't even fucking edit that shit to make it sound like tolerable.
Yeah, like, I know, like, we sometimes are guilty of that. Like, I know.
You're one guy, and it's not even your fucking only thing you do.
Yeah, and also like that is the cause. We didn't have that much of a problem when we were doing, like recording in the nice recording room that I had set up, but nowadays we're doing this classic remote, so it's less. You're gonna get some breathing, you're gonna get some poopy noises, but I do my best back here.
Yeah,
but I'm not a trained audio engineer.
It just really this guy isn't either. But like to be doing it for like 9 years.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you make good money, if you have a Patreon, then like you should be you could pay somebody once a week to fucking do good mixing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like fucking most of the like that's my favorite like twist on like new YouTube shit is a lot of these guys just don't even edit their own content anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, yeah, I make like 10K a video. I'll give one guy 1K to edit that entire video, and also every other video I give him for that week.
Yeah, I mean, just pay somebody like a full-time wage as an editor. Like if you're running a business, smart thing to do, because like
well, like one of the guys I follow, he uploaded 5 hours ago, and the video has 114,000 views. Then the last video uploaded, which was a week ago, has 701. It's like, I don't know YouTube money, but I'm sure that's more than enough to pay someone full time to edit.
I don't know, because we're still not allowed to be monetized because we need a certain number of subscribers and a certain number of minutes watched.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube, guys. It's youtube.com/N8SComedy. I would love to have more subscribers, but also I'd love to have more people listening in general to the podcast, please.
I'm begging you.
I'm begging you. We're desperate.
But then also, like, if you're a streamer, like you have that many subscribers, you get that many videos, like shit, and then you have like a Twitch stream which regularly gets like 2K viewers. You got that money. You got that Skrilla.
That's true.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Please give us money if you can. In case you don't know, this is the Media Hole Podcast. We're a weekly podcast that likes to talk mostly about entertainment and entertainment news, such as movies, television shows, comic books, anime, video games. You know how it is. Hopefully you've been here before, but if you haven't, you got to listen to every episode before this one, otherwise you don't get it. Sorry, dude. You gotta go back. You're on episode 66. You gotta start from the fucking beginning, dude. It's like One Piece.
That's different. You know it.
Listen, this is a sequential podcast, and if you do not get the plants that we did early on for story stuff, by the ending, you're gonna be fucking confused.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the podcast topics. I've only added 2 things. I've added like three things. One was just an add-on to what you did. Nathan writes like a whole script for what he's about to say. I'm about to freeball most of these.
Oh, dude, the GameStop thing, I stopped writing halfway through the week and was like, I'm just going to do it off the dome.
Yeah, and also, we're not going to explain how it works.
Yeah.
We could, but we're not going to.
I'm a very smart boy. Also, my name's Nathan, and my co-host name is Ian, in case you don't know.
Do you ever think of, like... You ever thought of just being like, I wanted to, like, just going somewhere and be, like, lying about what your name is?
Yeah, I actually did that once.
Like, what, on vacation?
No, when I went to a drama festival, I've told this story before. When I went to a drama festival in high school, my
name is Rick Steele.
On 2 different years, I did 2 different bits. One year, I did a English accent bit where I did an English accent the whole time and convinced people I was English, which was funny. That's not cringe. That's funny. Fuck you.
It's cringe. No, it's cringe.
If people believe you, it's cringe on them.
Yeah, but if people were sitting there going, like, you don't know. You were back in high school. You might have rose-colored glasses about it. Thinking
People
like,
believe
yeah,
me,
I
dude.
totally got them. But then there's like a couple of them were just sitting there going like, can you believe this fucking English accent? Because I don't.
No, people believed me. And
Right.
one
you
guy
showed up the next year and they were like, wait a minute.
well, I told one guy that I was faking it, and he said like a bunch of people believed me. Maybe he was just being nice. I don't know.
Maybe.
But remember, everyone else there was also a high schooler, so everybody's a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
right? And then the second year, I just said my name was Davis, his full name.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, just randomly. Nobody knew who he was. I was just lying for fun. It's a drama. It's a drama festival.
Yeah, all those kids are cringe.
Yeah, dude. That's funny. Those were fun, man. I miss that shit sometimes.
I got a name in the bank that, like, if I ever needed to, like, lie about something.
Jonathan Coxwangle.
How'd you know? No, I'd just use my middle name and then use my mom's maiden name.
Oh, Eleanor Rigby. That's
Damn
what
it!
those two
How did you
names are.
figure it out? What's Eleanor Rigby? That's a real.
That's
person,
a Beatles.
right?
That's a Beatles song, is it not?
Oh, that could totally be real, like possible, because my mom's a huge Beatles fan. But no, that's the name.
Well,
in
your
the
middle
chat.
name would be. I'm saying your middle name was Eleanor and your mom's maiden name was Rigby. Like it was just random. Like I don't know.
No, my mom's middle name is like Jane.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, Ian, hot off the
What?
presses, before we get into the news, hot off the presses, there's a piece of news that I do want to say. And
Okay.
it's that season 3 of Doom Patrol has announced that they're going to feature Monsieur Malin and the Brain.
Man, I'm sorry. I saw this Doom Patrol clip the other day. It's from
Yeah.
the Sex Men episode
Hell yeah!
where I didn't watch it. Don't get that excited. But I saw
the
a
best.
clip, and it's when they're like trying to. I think the invisible guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He says, "We need you to go in there because you're the only one who can't orgasm." And Cliff Steele is like, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, don't call me out like that in front of the Sex Men."
Yep. But
Yeah.
how do they know he can't orgasm? Something happens in season 1. That's a follow-up on a thing that was already set up. But yeah, in season 3, they're going to introduce Monsieur Malin and the Brain. They did refer to them in the finale of season 1, but we have not seen them yet. So Monsieur Malin is a large gorilla who is French, and he carries a big machine gun and wears a hat. And he is paired up with the Brain, who is a brain in a jar that moves around. He's kind of like a Dalek, if you want to picture that. But he's a brain. He's the brain of a big science man. And in the Grant Morrison run of Doom Patrol, which is what the show has taken the most from because it's the most well-known and well-regarded run, they are in love. They're gay and in love. This big gorilla and this brain in a robot jar.
Cool.
It's just the
interesting-
fact that that's going to be in a fucking TV show is awesome to me.
It's always like whenever I come across, like, you're on twitter.com
Yeah.
and you see people like retweeting like, oh, this person just came out as trans, and it's like, good for them. Who are they?
Oh, like it's just somebody you've never heard of?
Yeah, but then like you go on this and it says like this woman Abigail Thorne just says, I can't tweet it, said their was Philosophy Tube. I don't know if you know that channel or anything. But like they're followed by like a bunch of people that I already follow, and it's like, well, how do I just like, this is the first time I hear about them?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Philosophy Tube sounds familiar, but it could be wrong.
Yeah. Jim Sterling it came out.
Oh yeah, there. He's
There.
Like there. Okay.
Non-binary.
They're like. I thought it was like all the. I thought they had all the pronouns at one point in their bio. At one.
No, now it just says they them.
Okay, that's my B. They called themselves gender trash.
Yeah, which I'm just like, I get it. You're just trying to be like, whoa, it's a crazy thing you do. Like, whatever, who cares? It means nothing. Or, well, it means something, but like, it really doesn't mean anything to people who aren't them.
Mm-hmm.
But just saying like they, them, and be pan and trans gender trash, I'm like, man, come on. I don't know. I just don't. I don't like that.
I don't know, man.
Just something about it just makes me go like, it sounds like you're just trying to be aggressive about your new identity.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't
and like,
know,
yeah,
man.
be loud and proud, but also don't refer to your new gender thing as trash, because that means bad.
I think trash has. I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm cis het. I fucking. I have no place to criticize anybody.
Good for them. The
Good for
plural them, like those two.
Good for all the people who are out and proud. That's a good thing to be.
Nice. Good for them.
Yep.
Anyways, Godzilla's gonna wreck King Kong.
Can I'm really fucking pissed, Ian, because I just went from talking about a big gorilla, and I was gonna transition into another topic featuring a big gorilla, and you had to fucking cut me
I have
off.
to talk about trans people for a minute. Well, a trans person and non-binary.
Yeah.
Big monkey.
Anyway, Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. First of all, the trailer's fucking awesome. If you've not watched the trailer, you should watch it.
I'm just watching it now.
It's sick as hell.
So I don't have a lot of investment. I don't really care about either of these characters that much. Mm-hmm. But if you think that King Kong can beat Godzilla, you're insane.
In the original movie, he beat Godzilla.
I don't think it's like, unless they show that King Kong can take like that radiation blast to the chest and turn around and be like, "Fuck you, asshole."
Wait to the end of the trailer, yeah.
Doesn't he like fall into he like knocks Godzilla into the water, and then Godzilla just goes like, "Argh."
Yeah, and he has to jump out of the way, but wait to the end of the trailer.
I like. It's so funny to me that Godzilla's spikes really just make me think of Reptar. I understand it's the like Reptar is supposed to be like a parody
the other
of
way
Godzilla.
around. Yeah.
What do you mean the other way around?
Well, it's like
Oh yeah,
Reptar is supposed to remind you of Godzilla.
But like Godzilla's spikes remind me of Reptar. Godzilla's got a small head, but that would make sense since he's a lizard.
He's a big lizard, whereas monkey have big head because he's a monkey, which is basically a man.
Which city is that has like all the neon shit?
Hong Kong. It's like, is this a crossover with Pacific Rim? Because you are literally doing the same type of shit, which is good because Pacific Rim's great.
Like really loves these big action set pieces. Mm-hmm. Do you think they'll open it with the guy going, "What kind of knees are these?" and just ruin the whole market?
Oh yeah. Just like extremely offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
What can the monkey
bows to no one? The monkey. Ooh. Okay, no, he doesn't take the hit. He uses a weapon.
Yeah, he has an axe. He can use tools, and the axe is made from one of Godzilla's plates.
So they gave him humans made him an
absorbs-
axe.
I don't know. Someone made him an axe. Honestly, it probably has to do with the whole Hollow Earth society type. Sorry, like the Hollow Earth world, where like in the core there's like a place that like the monsters are from, and there was like a war between.
You know what would be cool?
That's why Kong's the last of his kind, and Godzilla's the last of his kind.
You know what would be cool?
Yeah.
If Kong, you see him make the axe in the trailer, like in that first fight they get in on the boat.
Like an Iron Man.
He like rips off one of the spikes, and then he like knows he's coming back, so he like grabs like a fucking giant telephone pole or something and just starts like wrapping the wires around it.
I think the handle they said is a tree from Skull Island. Ian, by the way, Ian, I'm not going to say that you need to rewatch Godzilla 2014, but you should
I
at
watch
least.
it. Period.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't. It was.
I don't watch movies.
Okay, you should watch Kong Skull Island because it's the best of the legendary monster movies so far. It's super cool.
Okay.
I've said this before. It's fucking awesome. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters. People were like, "Oh, the reviews are bad." Listen, the story of the movie Godzilla King of the Monsters is painfully bad, Ian. But the fucking oh my god, the movie is so cool. Like,
yeah,
the fights in Godzilla King of the Monsters are so good in the fucking 2019 Godzilla. So awesome. Yeah. Godzilla gets basically like he's what is it? Godzilla gets to be a Christ figure. He dies and comes back. Like it's amazing.
Godzilla is Jesus.
Well, he's any character who dies and comes back is clearly they're like a Christ metaphor in any story because like that's just how stories are. And Godzilla dies and comes back in this movie in Godzilla King of the Monsters. So Christ figure confirmed.
Okay.
It's like Superman, right? Superman died and came back. And there was a whole Christ thing. So Anyway, yeah, Godzilla easily wins. He's they made the Godzilla movie first.
Yeah.
And
Godzilla
also in Godzilla versus Kong, like the Japanese one, Kong won. And they said this movie will have a definitive winner, and then they both team up to fight Mechagodzilla. I'm assuming they're going to both team up and fight Mechagodzilla. But there will be a definitive winner, and that's going to be Godzilla this time, because it's owed.
I feel like a King Kong versus Mechagodzilla could take it. But against real Godzilla? Nah.
I think
Real
Godzilla.
Godzilla's
I think
vastly
Godzilla I think Godzilla and Kong are gonna have to team up to fight Mechagodzilla because Mechagodzilla too strong.
I don't see how. Anyways,
it doesn't matter.
you know who else is too strong?
Who?
Ninja at saying the wrong things.
Oh yeah, Ninja. It's great because I love how like people keep consistently like proving that cancel culture doesn't exist by just like continuing to be able to do things despite doing stupid shit.
Yeah. Well, Ninja says stupid shit, but honestly, he doesn't do anything that bad.
Right. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is like,
like there's people who they have tried, like streamers that they've tried to cancel harder that have actually done bad things, but still have a big audience. So, I would say, cancel culture in the gaming community doesn't really exist.
Yeah, not really.
Like celebrities are still like that get canceled, still are very rich and still get like their money they earn and stuff. But like I don't think we're gonna see Kevin Spacey in something for a long time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so in the article, by the way, it's a GameSpot article. When asked what could be done to mitigate the oftentimes infantile and inflammatory comments made in chat, which inevitably tend to devolve into some form of derogatory or racial slurs, Ninja said it all comes down to parenting.
Which I honestly do respect that answer. Where it's just like it's not my problem. He says it's not my duty to educate your children. He says I think he says parenting and then teachers. Ninja's there for
Yeah,
like
but
content creation.
yeah, but I mean, like, that's true, but also I think you could, I don't know. Listen, there's that guy, that Hassan guy is just basically a political streamer. That's like his whole thing. So I mean, you could just do that.
And also, Hassan is now bigger than Ninja.
Is Hassan bigger than Ninja?
Let me see. I think I remember saying that Hassan gets like more followers now, like shit now, like more active viewers.
Oh, more active. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Ninja still has more followers, but Hassan is more up and coming.
Oh, damn. That's cool, man.
Ninja kind of created that vote. Yeah, he's playing Hassan is playing Breath of the Wild right now for 25,000 viewers.
Damn.
And is Ninja even... No, Ninja's not even back on Twitch. Ninja's on Facebook Gaming now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think. I believe he went to Facebook Gaming after Mixer shut down.
Proving that he's never learned a single lesson.
Yeah.
But
Moving to Mixer, like, killed his fucking... Oh, it's on YouTube. He streams on YouTube.
Oh, he's a YouTube gaming streamer.
Which, better. It's better than streaming on Facebook.
Well, it's literally YouTube gaming is the other one.
Yeah.
It's like Twitch or YouTube gaming, and that's it. Like,
yeah, but I think it's more that Ninja just doesn't want to put the effort into doing anything except for playing Fortnite.
oh, yeah. Right, yeah, because Fortnite's getting less popular. I have a nephew, and he says Fortnite's not cool anymore, so...
Yeah, it's back to Minecraft.
Back to Minecraft, so, you know.
Yeah, Fortnite is definitely losing in popularity, but it's still, like, massive.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as dead as something as, like, PUBG.
The fact that the fucking Fortnite Marvel Comics partnership is canon in the Marvel Universe is fucking crazy. It is ridiculous.
Because all it is Jonesy goes over to that's the guy who goes and picks people up, goes to alternate realities using teleporters and just picks people up and takes them to the Fortnite universe.
Yeah, but they have to fight Galactus
In the Fortnite universe.
Yeah.
And that's why they're getting Master Chief and Kratos.
The fact that we're going to see Master Chief lose to Galactus in 5 seconds is going to be exciting.
I think it's going to be like the opening to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yeah, we're ready to deal with this threat.
Yeah. Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like, you know, Master
Bright Bomber's
Chief...
going to show up and save the day.
At the end of the day, Master Chief is basically a man with a gun. You know, which is basically like saying like if a slightly less powered version of the Punisher fought Galactus, it's like, oh, you would die immediately.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just say that Master Chief is not as powerful as the Punisher?
Master Chief is not as powerful as the Punisher.
You're fucking insane.
Dude.
Master Chief is 7 feet tall and it is biotically enhanced to be stronger than any human could possibly be. In canon, when he is 12 years old, he snaps a man's neck with a fucking light punch. And he wears a suit of armor that further enhances his abilities and gives him an overshield. And you're telling me he's weaker than a fucking cop?
Punisher, in case you've forgotten, Ian, lost his family.
Master Chief never had a family and lost his girlfriend.
Yeah, so there you go. So less big of a deal. No, but dude, when Ghost Rider does the penance stare on Punisher doesn't he just no-sells it because Punisher he doesn't feel guilty for any of the crimes he's done. Fucking Master Chief would be crying like a bitch if
Master Chief has no emotions. He wouldn't be crying like a bitch.
He would.
No, he would not.
Also, just like the reason why
you know
I say
who
Punisher...
wouldn't? You know who is a more powerful version of Master Chief and could also kick the shit out of the Punisher?
Who?
Doom Guy.
Doom Guy would lose to the Punisher.
No, you are fucking so dumb.
No, because Frank Castle has the superpower that any time that like he shoots at somebody, they've automatically become a criminal.
Is that like why white cops love him so much?
The Punisher killing somebody retroactively makes them a criminal.
All right, you're very wrong though.
No, I don't
Doomslayer
know.
could kick the shit out of most people in Fortnite.
Fine, but Storm beats literally any character from any shooter.
Storm, the X-Men?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you're right. Storm
You know-
is. We're not even going to talk about it. She doesn't even get to be included because she's too strong.
Ian, do you know what happens to a master chef when it gets struck by lightning?
What?
The same thing that happens to everything else.
What's that from? That's from the
X-Men.
first movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a toad when it gets struck by lightning.
Doomslayer is just becoming an absolute unit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to look. I looked up his thing, and his height in Doom 2016 is 6'2", and then in Doom Eternal he's 6'9",
Damn. Growing boy.
and then his weight in Doom as well was 230 pounds, and then in Eternal it's 360.
Oh, man. That's too much.
Not as heavy as Master Chief, but could definitely crush the Punisher by landing on him.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the Punisher has the van.
All right, let's move on because you're just memeing on me at this point.
All right. HBO Max wants to remake Harry Potter into a TV show.
Why?
Because J.K. Rowling wants to have actors that won't be pro-trans when she tweets terrible shit.
Boo.
Warner Brothers could instead just make an adaptation of Neil Gaiman's Books of Magic, a comic series about a young boy learning magic from characters like the Phantom Stranger, John Constantine, Dr. Fate, and Zatanna. There's even a character named Harry Potter.
Zatanna.
Zatanna?
Yeah, just any.
Yeah.
Let me see Zatanna. That's all.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is Warner Brothers owns DC. Like, this is a DC comic series. They could just make that. It's a fucking learning magic thing that uses characters that are going to be in other shit.
But then also, Harry Potter sucks.
Yeah.
If you want to make, if you don't remake Harry Potter, like why don't just use the world for something else?
Well, that's what Fantastic Beasts was, and that wasn't very
But
successful.
Fantastic Beasts is still a prequel to Harry Potter, and they are and it's still based off of novels written by J.K. Rowling.
No, it's not. It's Fantastic Beasts is just a prequel. It's movie only.
I
Like,
don't.
they're not based
think
on
so.
books. They're based on an in-universe book.
Oh, but it's okay. But here's the thing:
She wrote the script.
she wrote the script.
She owns the IP to Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. So never mind. Let's just not
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
Harry Potter
that's what I
sucks.
mean. Well, like,
I know there's all these people out there who's like, Harry Potter's my childhood. I loved them. Those movies are amazing. They're not. They're bad. Harry Potter
Yeah.
sucks ass.
It does. There's other stuff about magic schools. Little Witch Academia, better than Harry Potter.
Most blatant Harry Potter ripoff though. Like,
Right, but Harry Potter didn't invent the concept of magic school. There's a magic school in Discworld, and that's 20 years older than fucking Harry Potter.
yeah.
Right? You could do an adaptation of Terry Pratchett's Equal Rights, which is a literal, and it's R-I-T-E-S. It's a pun. Equal Rights. Haha. Because it's about the first girl to attempt to go to an all-male magic school in Discworld. And, hey, look at that. Wow, you've made a thing that's inherently feminist and also fucking awesome.
Yeah. Little Witch Academia, the movies, like the short films,
Yeah,
so
I
much
like
better
this.
than the anime.
I didn't watch the show. I only watched
The show
shorts.
is what it's a retelling. It's the same, like it's the retelling and everything. Like they go through the same beats, but the stuff they add is just so boring and like, hey, look, it's a bunch of girls hanging out, sort of shit.
Oh.
The only thing they did better was characterize that character. Like, you know how in the first movie, her whole thing is what was the name of the fucking witch that she was a big fan of that made her want to become a witch?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but
It's been a long ass time.
Like they reveal at the end of the movie is like with like a little thing is that the bookish teacher, the one wearing like glasses and shit, is that character from the original thing.
Oh, that was already like clear through like the character design, but I guess they never like
They
paid it
never
off.
say it out loud, and they get a little closer to it in the second film. But in the show, she's more characterized as like this. She was this amazing like magician, like witch that was like a great stage witch. But then she became a teacher, and she kind of bumbles through all of her lessons. She's like that like nervous, like brand new teacher and shit. And I just love it because she's
Nice.
great.
Give
Me a teacher character in glasses, and boy, you got me.
By the way, gang, I don't know if you've noticed it so far in this podcast. I'm gonna make a lot of references to comic books because I've gotten back into comic books recently in the last few weeks. So
Unfortunately,
I'm sorry. That's just where my brain is,
Yeah.
and that's why I talked about Neil Gaiman's Books of Magic. Because it's
reading
great.
comic books is a waste of time. You know what's not a waste of time?
Fucking finances.
Browsing Reddit or Wall Street bets.
Too bad you can't anymore.
No, it's back.
Oh shit. Okay.
It was taken down. No, it was the subreddit after they lost. Okay, well let's go to the story first, and then I'll
All right.
talk about
In
it
case you haven't heard about it,
because I've been following it.
There's been some stock shit. I have as well.
Some hilarious stock shit.
Really interesting stuff here. A bunch of Reddit finance guys on the subreddit r/Wall Street Bets decided that they were going to buy a bunch of stock in GameStop about 3 weeks ago because they were noticing that a lot of public information said that hedge fund managers were short selling it. In case you don't know what short selling is, it's just a way where you profit if the value of the stock goes down, which is the opposite of what normally buying stock is, where you profit when the value goes up. Now, the thing is it can be a safe bet, but it's bad for the companies that you short sell. And honestly, you could argue that it wasn't intended when they decided to invent the stock market, because it's literally betting on somebody failing.
Also,
right?
it bets on somebody failing. All it does is earn a bunch of like hedge fund managers a ton of money, and also ruins the stock price of the companies they do it to.
Yeah.
So they were going to do that to GameStop, which, as CNBC or MSNBC, one of them,
CNBC, actually.
tried to report it on, is the only reason why all these people wanted to buy stock from it is because we all had nostalgia for the good old days of going out and buying video game cartridges.
Well, that is why people, like, not necessarily that, but that is why a lot of these fuckers decided to invest in GameStop, because they like gaming, right? They were explicitly like, yo, they're trying to fuck over GameStop, dog. And, like, we love GameStop because we're gamers. And it's, you know...
So, someone bought a billboard in Times Square.
Really?
It says like G Amigo brr, and it's like the stock price rising.
That's funny. But yeah, so anyway, on this subreddit, these 2.3 million people decided to collectively cram money into GameStop just to fuck over these hedge fund people, which led to over $13 billion of losses, could be even more, to these hedge funds, with some of those hedge funds going bankrupt and needing to be bought out, and other ones saying they might need fucking government bailouts to survive.
And they don't deserve them, because that's capitalism, baby.
That's bullshit. Again, like in America, they have not gotten their stimulus checks yet, so that's fucking bullshit. That they have, like, if they bail these guys out before giving any stimulus, that's fucking bullshit. But just because they did something good and messed with these people, this is still, remember, finance bros versus finance bros. I scrolled through our Wall Street Bets, and it was one post in that I saw some R slurs, and, you know, again, these guys are just as likely to be cool as they are likely to be fucking weird incel chuds.
All right, let's stop immediately going to the hey, these guys aren't good people either, because it's literally like there's one dude who has become a millionaire because of this. I did the math. It's the guy's name is Deep Fucking Value, which I think is a funny ass name. The dude is someone did a background, like, look through it and all this shit. He was an investment guy already, so he probably already had a ton of money. He put estimated $56,000.
Oh, I'm not saying these guys are rich bastards. I'm saying
he came out with he's at 22 million when it was at its high, and it's getting close back to its high right now. But at What they are doing is manipulating the stock market in the funniest way. All because they were just like, man, fuck hedge funds, fuck this shit. Also, we like GameStop. They may be offensive people who say the wrong words and refer to themselves as autists. Like as, oh, look at us, we're a bunch of weirdos, oh, autism. But they're still better than all the people running these hedge funds.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, hey, before you go, these people are cool and they're,
Elon Musk likes them.
Yeah, Elon Musk likes them and they like him. Like that they're still Redditors. They're still this type of guy. Which doesn't mean that what they've done is bad. What I'm saying is don't necessarily celebrate these guys as heroes because the world is more complex than that.
Yeah, but then also you're making it very black and white by saying you're either a hero or you're the same as everyone else. They're still doing something cool.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, the stock market and people who invest in it, most of them not, But anyway,
you're trying to say everyone who invests in the stock market is a dickhead?
No, just most of them. That's the plot of the movie The Wolf of Wall Street.
All right, thanks. I'm gonna tell Anthony as well.
All right, go ahead. They also did the same thing for AMC Theaters, saving that company from bankruptcy.
AMC, not as many people hopped in behind it because
but I mean, it's still
they put all their money in GameStop.
It still led to like $600 million for AMC.
Yeah,
which is good for AMC.
The funny thing is how it's dragging down. Like, I did buy some AMC. My AMC is up. Everything else is down.
That's funny.
Like, everything is in a negative except for fucking AMC. Well, whatever.
Wild.
You don't lose money on stocks until you sell.
Yeah. But yeah, so the stock market, this just shows how much of a rigged game it is because when we're seeing now a lot of talks of regulation. We're seeing, the app Robinhood block and even sell stocks against the will of the users to protect these hedge funds.
Some really great tweets where, like, what if Robinhood the app is if like the sheriff of Nottingham called Robinhood over once and they were like, oh, sorry, and started to return everything. Because Robinhood, despite the name and their branding and like how they try and sell themselves, is like, yeah, get in here, give us money, and we'll help you make the money how the billionaires do. And then they are slaves to the billionaires as well because they have giant corporate investments in them as and shit.
Yeah, well, again,
Robinhood is probably also owned by some hedge fund people.
Well, the thing that's really interesting with Robinhood is like, obviously Robinhood is an app that lets you do stock trading with no fees, which means that Robinhood is eating those fees. So how does that business make money if they are literally doing something that, will put them in negative money? Well, what that is that they sell data, and that means that they sell the data of what's being traded to other companies, and then those companies can know ahead of time and then artificially raise prices using algorithms. And one of those companies caught on to the GameStop and AMC things and injected a bunch of money into those companies, thus making themselves very rich, and then bought out one of the hedge funds that went under.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Robinhood, any company that gives you a free service, the product is you and your information,
and
right?
Also the fact that not only were they giving a free service, they were offering a free stock.
Yeah.
And like it was when I first started hearing about them, like back like years ago when I used to listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast, they were offering to give people a stock in Tesla. But that was back like early, like, the first Tesla just came out and the stock for Tesla was like $100. Now it's like 3,000.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's also they offer Apple and Sony. It's like how do you make the money? Let's not think about it. Let's just let them dig through my phone all the time. But Robinhood has killed their business. No one
Yeah.
should really use them now because that's, even if it's in their terms of service, that's still shitty to do. To have an app where it's like control your money and then they take the control away from you.
Yeah, it is shitty. And like people are saying, well, they did it to protect these people because GameStop is being inflated without having done anything to earn it. So it's going to crash back down the second people stop giving a shit about it.
Well, the second they sell.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? The second they decide not to give a shit. So, people were making the argument that they were protecting people, but then again, like, people didn't ask to be protected.
That's not how that's not how capitalism works.
Well, that's not how the free market's supposed to work.
Yeah, but that free market's a part of capitalism. The free market cannot exist in any other form.
Yeah.
Things have to live and die. Even like this is what I get the reasoning why you bail out the banks and shit and like the government does it is so the void doesn't get creative and whales don't go down. But that's not capitalism. They have socialism for rich people.
Big company. Yeah.
But when it's like me and you, if say I got in on it early, I had $2,000 on my stock trading app. If I took all that money, sold everything else, bought GameStop, and then and then like got really high up and panic sold when it dropped to 150 from like 350 because they did a full on halt on all sales. This was around the same time Robinhood did a full halt. Everyone else did a full halt, and the stock price started to plummet again. It went down $200 in a day, and then everyone freaked out and got pissed because you're not supposed to be able to do that. For like that big of a time. But like if I lost all that money, that's on me. That's my decisions with my money. So if my money wants to go disappear into the void, that's my problem, not theirs.
Yeah, man. And it's all just gambling. Also, if this has made you want to be a day trader, day trading is a hard job and it sucks.
Also,
so maybe, don't.
It's not gambling in my mind because gambling is, to me, is like you place a bet and you get back pretty quickly. There's like math that goes into the stock market. Retail trading is closer to gambling, but a lot of it is like you just put money and you accrue dividends and wealth over time.
Yeah.
But gambling would be like gambling is what Wall Street Bets is doing, literally the name.
Yeah.
But just buying stock in like the Vanguard S&P 500, that's not really gambling.
No, but buying specific stocks is gambling.
But I wouldn't say, because people keep saying the stock market is gambling. It's really not. It is astrology for men, absolutely though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when were you born? Oh, you were born in October? Sounds like you're a Tesla man. Oh, December? Amazon.
Well, no, it's more like, oh, this thing happening is going to make the stock go up. Oh, this thing is going to make it go down.
Yeah, but astrology is all bullshit. I don't care if anyone wants to make me and Anthony were dunking on this last night because he was telling me about a girl he knew when he was in college that was like tried to profile him. She was like, I think we can get along because I can tell you're a rising moon Scorpio or some shit. And Anthony's like, nope, not at all. Not even close.
Yeah, I mean, like, astrology is just as real as the stock market.
I hate you. Anyways.
What? It is.
No, it's not. Because
it's just as real.
All money is fake.
And people who are into them are just as annoying. I would argue stock market people are more annoying, actually. Yeah. Yeah, stock market people are more annoying.
Well, that's very rude. I'm going to become
It's not
a stock
rude.
market person. I'm going to become a stock market person who will buy and sell based off of astrological signs.
Dude, if you become a day trader, and you
I'm not
stay
gonna do
inside and you fucking read all the fucking research and don't make it, dude, that's what being a stock guy is if you do it professionally. Unless you work for a company. But
unless you watched Wolf of Wall Street and was like, this is what it's like.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street isn't like, this is a good. They're like, this is what it is, and it's fucking bad.
You know how men are.
Yeah, I do.
I got a laugh on a stream the other day because they were playing Scott Pilgrim. And I just came in and said the obvious. Scott Pilgrim ruined a generation of men.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah, so anyways. Free apps that try and help you do better in your life are actually evil.
Yeah. And finance people, bad.
I wouldn't say that.
Finance people,
finance people who
annoying.
actually work on Wall Street, bad.
yeah. But also, in general, it's just it's a job that makes you a worse person.
Okay, if you have it as a job, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying if you do finance, the more you do it, the worse of a person you will become. It eats at your soul.
No.
Yeah, it's like
as a job.
It's like an HP Lovecraft thing. The more into it you are, the more it takes from you.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Anyway, moving on to better news. Marvel Comics is letting fans decide one of the members of the new X-Men team. The in-lore explanation being that the X-Men are going to be the muscle of Krakoa, a nation made for mutants, by mutants, of mutants. Cyclops decided that the citizens of Krakoa should vote on the members of the X-Men, and the options you can choose from are Banshee, Polaris, Forge, Boom Boom, Tempo, Cannonball, Sunspot, Strong Guy, Marrow, and Armor.
I like that one. Strong
Strong
guy.
guy.
I would vote for him just off the name. I literally don't know any of these characters except for like Banshee.
I know Cannonball. Cannonball became Penance for a while.
Strong guy, aka Guido Carosella.
Nice. And I think I know Marrow.
Strong guy is just, he looks like you don't give a fuck about this series, but he looks like fucking Alex Louis Armstrong from
Full Metal
Alchemist.
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen Strong Guy before, but I'm just not familiar with him.
Marrow looks like a villain.
Yeah, Marrow I think was one.
Oh, she's like a Weapon X thing.
Yeah.
Like she has the same thing as Wolverine, except just less focused.
Yeah, Cannonball's the big one. Cannonball, in my opinion, is like the biggest one of these characters. But maybe that's just because I remember he became Penance, right? He's the one I'm thinking of. He's fast.
I don't know. I looked up Cannonball, and there's a bunch of Cannonballs, so...
Yeah, he's famous. Anyway, moving on to more stupid news. Eli Roth's Borderlands movie has cast Kevin Hart as Roland, giving the film 2 of its 4 leads after casting
Why?
Kate Blanchett as Lilith last year.
That one makes sense to me. Honestly, it does.
This isn't a joke.
Yeah, but wait, okay, isn't Kate Blanchett's like a tall woman, isn't she?
Yeah.
And Lilith is tall. Actually, no, Lilith's not that tall. Maya's tall. But anyways, I could see Kate Blanchett as being Lilith.
I mean, the joke is that this thing exists at all.
Yeah, but Roland is also supposed to be like giant military man type. Like, Kevin Hart is like 5'8". I think he's actually shorter than that. He's 5'8". He's kind of small. And he just doesn't have a commanding presence. And Roland is the leader of the resistance in fucking...
Well, don't worry, Ian. They'll make a bunch of jokes about how he's short.
Yeah, I'm sure. We did all this work for Short Kings, and you're going to go and fucking ruin it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tiny Meat Gang did all this work for Short Kings.
But yeah, and it's not like Eli Roth has directed a good movie before. Actually,
Kevin Hart is like 5'4".
Actually, you know what? I didn't watch The House with a Cock in Its Balls, so it could be that Eli Roth movie was good.
The House with its cock and its balls?
The House with a Cock in Its Balls?
What?
Google it. The house with a cock in its balls.
No, I don't want to.
All right, Eli Roth directed a movie that was like the Borderlands movie, but it was called The House with a Clock in Its Walls.
Oh! Yeah, okay, I see it. Let's get Jack Black in as Brick.
Yeah, just do Jumanji, but it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
Now talking about an adaptation of a good thing into what will probably be a good thing. The Netflix adaptation of Neil Gaiman's Sandman has announced some of its cast, which includes Tom Sturridge as Dream, Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer, Vivienne Achiemapong, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, as Lucienne, which was originally the character of Lucian and was male, but now I guess it's a woman, which is cool and good. Charles Dance as Roderick Burgess.
Fuck you, feminists.
Charles Dance as Roderick Burgess, Sanjeev Bhaskar and Asim Chowdhury as Cain and Abel, respectively, and Boyd Holbrook as the Corinthian. No word yet on other important characters such as Death, Delirium, or John Constantine, but, you know, they'll probably have that info soon. Yeah, that's right, they did cast Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer. A lot of people are mad that they're not using the actor who plays Lucifer in the Lucifer TV show, which is based on the Lucifer comic that was a spin-off of Sandman, and that's because he sucks and looks nothing like the version of Lucifer from that comic. Because Lucifer,
I literally don't know any of these actors except for Gwendolyn Christie.
Yeah, I didn't know many of them either, but you know, they all look pretty cool. If you want the more star-studded version, I guess you could listen to the audio book version on Audible, which has a completely different cast, including James McAvoy as Dream.
Ooh.
And John Constantine in the audiobook version is Taron Egerton.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. But
all right, so I do know Charles Dance.
Charles Dance, yeah.
Because he was on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and he's also very famous. He's in the second Godzilla movie and clearly has no idea what fuck is going on.
He has a great voice.
Yeah.
He's
Who did I say?
He's Shakespearean. That's like the thing.
Who's he playing on?
Ow.
I've already forgotten who's he playing on Sandman. Oh, he's Roderick Burgess. Oh, he's barely in this, is what that means. He's the guy.
Like 2 episodes?
The Sandman. The Sandman is the plot of the book is like the Endless, the figure that represents all of dreaming in the world, effectively the god of dreams, but he's like kind of above gods. But like he gets captured by this Roderick Burgess guy doing some dark magic, and he gets stuck for like effectively the better part of 100 years in this trap by him. Maybe Roderick is the son, now that I'm thinking about it, like the son of the Burgess guy. I don't remember. But the point is, he comes out and he's pissed, and he has to fix all the problems that happened while he was gone.
I really like when like totally serious actors are in something that's just fucking stupid.
Oh no, this is not stupid. This is
no,
super smart.
That's not what I was talking about. Charles Dance was in Ali G in the House.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying he's in Godzilla. He was in Godzilla King of the Monsters, and he has no fucking clue what's going on in that movie.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like when you get like a Shakespearean actor to be in a Marvel movie, and they're like, "This is such fucking bullshit." It's perfect.
Fuck, what's his name? Why am I blanking right now? Vision.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Yeah, Paul Bettany.
Yeah,
I was listening.
I
listened to a podcast the other day.
Post WandaVision, he seems like he's actually like in now. I think.
Oh no, that was the thing. That's what sucks. He got into it after they killed him, which is unfortunate. I was there's a podcast by Pete Holmes called "You Made It Weird," and Paul Bettany was a guest when I just last listened. I haven't listened to this podcast in like 5 years, and then I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're doing. Paul Bettany. And he talked about how he was like his marriage with Jennifer Connelly, and how like he's a very funny dude. Like he's not as proper as all the characters he portrays, and it's just his voice that makes him proper. He talks about how he wanted to be a musician, but he fucking hated performing any songs he actually made. And his dad like a guy his dad knew was like, if you come and act in this play I'm doing in this town, we will I'll buy you your family a car. And he was like, okay. So he went and acted in that, and then that just like started his journey of being an actor.
Damn. He's really good in A Knight's Tale. That's where he kind of gets to be his like goofy self.
Yeah. But
Him
and also
him and Alan Tudyk, baby.
Paul Bettany's dad was like a closeted gay man his whole life.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And he's also, I think he has a brother who died as well.
That's not good.
He's like kind of like a tragic life.
Like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, where Keanu Reeves is a bit more alone because I think both of his parents are dead, but his dad died in 2015 and he was like a closeted gay man his whole life until like later on.
Oh.
His brother died when he was 8.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, so Paul Bettany, cool dude.
Yeah, he is cool.
Now and then also in the podcast he was like, yeah, I don't watch any of the movies I'm in, but then like I think it was around Endgame, he's like, then I had to go and watch all of them just to like remind myself of what my character is like, and he was like,
oh, yeah.
God, these movies are great. And then at the end he was like, the fucking hell, I'm dead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm really hyped for this Sandman show, dude. Like the Sandman is my favorite comic series of all time. It's really meaningful to me, so I really hope it's good. I think it will be.
Hopefully. Is Neil Gaiman involved, or is he just like...
He is. He's one of the showrunners.
All right, so that would probably be better than the other things he's worked on.
Probably be quite good. I really, again, like I really want to see who's playing Death, because Death is my favorite character. I'm sorry, I love Big Titty Goth GF.
Yeah, everyone
I'm a simple
does.
man. I'm a simple man. I like Big Titty Goth GF.
Everyone's out there pogging over.
Oh right,
big
I was
titty,
saying
tall woman in RE8, but you're forgetting small goth GFs next to her as well.
Yeah.
Which honestly, the fan theory seems pretty cool, but they might be the women of Resident Evil.
Oh, like all the other characters?
There's like little things that are like give each of them personality, and one of them looked and was like, that one might be Claire, that one might be Jill, and that one might be Rebecca Chambers.
That'd be wild.
And then also because it being Claire would like be like, this is why Chris does these evil things. He's trying to save his sister.
Yeah. This is why Chris decides that.
Also, he's a werewolf now, so
choose violence. See, my theory was not that Chris became a werewolf, but that you do at one point.
On the cover that they show on some of the promotional material, it's like half Chris face, and then it's like on the other side it's his face, but in like mid transformation to a werewolf.
Damn.
Or as I keep saying, lycanthrope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the image that they were showing. I think when you go look at it on the store, it looks like that.
The French version of werewolf is La Loup-garou.
Ooh. American La Loup-garou in London.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, the second one when they're in Paris.
Yeah. Well, no, it's an American werewolf in London, and then the second thing you're thinking of is an American in Paris.
I think there's an one second. I'm just gonna Google it.
No.
Anyways, for the last piece of news this week.
Yeah, Skate 4. They made a new
Very
studio
small.
with a bunch of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's a bunch of people who were involved with the original, and then a bunch of people who weren't. They're making a new studio to do Skate 4.
Yeah. So they were probably doing like pre-production, like doing design of the world.
It's almost as if
story concepts.
It's almost as if EA shouldn't have shut down EA Black Box, who did Skate 1 through 3,
It's
and
almost
were
as
based
if
out
EA
of
should
Vancouver.
Closing fucking studios. Yeah. So the guys who were involved, who probably didn't get let go and just absorbed into EA as a bigger company, have just now are getting to make a new studio that they won't call Black Box because I'm sure they could get sued if they did. And it's now called Full Circle, and it looks like a little man wearing a hat, and I like the symbol.
I think the idea is that they called it Full Circle because they're coming full circle back to
Hey.
Black Box, back
Hey,
into
motherfucker.
Vancouver. Yeah.
American Werewolf in London is a 1981 horror black comedy. A sequel,
so-
An American Werewolf in Paris, was released by Hollywood Pictures in 1997.
I've never
told
heard
you.
of An American Werewolf in Paris. I know there's
I
something
believe
called
it was
An
straight to
American in
DVD,
Paris.
and it was not directed by John Landis, and like everyone else involved, it is like, well, not straight to DVD, straight to VHS.
None of them are involved. None of the original
Yeah.
cast came back.
It barely made
right.
its budget back. It's a failure of a movie.
All right, then that's why.
Also, it came out 16 years later.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
An American in Paris is also a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyways, Skate 4, really cool. I hope the world is more like Skate 2's world, because
Yes,
the problem
where
with
it's
all
one
these skating
it's
games,
one open area.
Yeah, well, like they gave you 3 medium-sized areas to like skate around in Skate 3, but like I didn't like them because they were all too set up where it's like, yeah, this is obviously a world where skateboarding is very popular, and I think that's the worst part when they do things like.
Well, the industrial area was less set up for skating, but like you would be able to pull off like crazier shit.
Yeah, but it was still like there was things like the quarry. Why did it perfectly slant down into a mega ramp? It's just like things in it, like design choices that were like, this is a world based around skateboarding. Or Skate 2 was just like, it's a big world, and it was more about street, less hyper ramps.
Well, and it was like you were more. Yeah, in Skate 3, I mean, they did have a bigger thing for setting shit up and just dropping it into the world. But
Skate
2 made you do it because it was like, this place isn't made for skateboarding until you come in.
Skate 2 is Tony Hawk's Underground 1, 2, and American Wasteland. Skate 3 is Tony Hawk's Project 8.
That's not fair. Skate 3 is still a really good game.
No, I would say Project 8 is good enough as well. It's just that the environment you're in is more set up for skateboarding.
Then I would say like Skate 1 is Underground 1 and Skate 2 is Underground 1 and Skate 3 is Underground 2 because it's goofier and more like over the top.
You're right. Also, like I really liked how in Skate 2 you got like there was a mission you did with that it was they kind of treated missions in that game like they were sub stories sometimes in like Yakuza where it just looked like your character was going around. It's like, oh no, here's Rob Deerdeck doing a sweet kickflip over an expensive like 6 set or fucking shit, I don't know, 12 set. Yeah. Like a big staircase. And there's like a security guard like about to like tackle him off the board, and then Big Black comes through and boom. Like that was just much cooler. But let's just bring let's just get Skate to be the cool one. Like let's have Skate 4 just be like, yo, Bam Margera's here. They're not under contract anymore.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk is here.
Jason Lee did that. Jason Lee broke the rules because he was in Skate 3 and in Project 8.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but in Project 8 he's Jason Lee, but in Skate 3 he's Coach Frank.
He's Coach Frank.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I just really would like a new Skate game because it was a big part of my video game time when I was growing up. Yeah,
high school experience, baby.
Stevie claims Skate 2 is the place where we first started playing games together, so
damn, he met you in high school and therefore groomed you.
Oh no, even though he's younger than me.
Wait, he's younger than us?
I groomed him. What?
He's younger than us?
He's the same year, but he's born in December.
Oh, what a fucking young
And because of
bitch.
that, you know how like in America, if you're born past like November, you're too young for that year's kindergarten, so you go to the next one?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like everyone else in my Discord, a lot of the people, like the original members, are all born in like 96.
Damn.
And then, but that's because Stevie was in that year. So like when we finished high school in like 2013, he finished in 2014.
Wow, what a fucking young buck.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's earlier than that. Like I don't think it's November because I have a cousin who was born in August. and he was born in America. So when he was going into school, he was almost put in a grade, the previous grade, because I think it's if you're born after the time school starts, you go to the next year.
That's fucking wild. Because
I think it depends on
we're
districts,
we're both born in like the later months. So.
Yeah, you're born in September. I was in October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like me and you, realistically, if we were in the right area in the States,
yeah,
we would have been a year younger than everyone we know.
If all four of the people who have been on this podcast were in that situation,
Davis is born in November, isn't he?
Me, Ian, and Davis would all be together, but Chris we would have lost because he's born in March.
Oh, and Blake. Blake was on too.
Blake's June?
Blake is June, Chris is July.
So, I thought Chris... Oh, no, Chris isn't March.
Maybe they're both June.
He's July. They're both like summer babies.
Yeah. I know Blake is June because when we were on our road trip when we were kids, when we were 20, Blake, we started it like 2 days before Blake's birthday. And on his birthday was when I got the worst sunburn of my life, and he just got drunk and I fucking ferried him in a canoe. That canoe was a piece of shit. It was like there was something wrong with it that even I stopped. It was 3 people in a boat, and if you've been in a boat where you have to row with like oars and shit, you'd be like,
"Oh, three people's not good."
Yeah, so I got fucking up. I was annoyed. I was like, "Fuck this thing! This thing's not going straight." We kept going in circles, even though they were like directing me on how to row, or they had me at I think I was at the back. No. The middle. I didn't actually have to row that much. They would just be like, Ian, you just keep rowing and we'll adjust. But no matter how much they tried to adjust, it would just like, we'd start spinning nonstop. I would be on one side, like on the right side of the boat, rowing, and then David and Blake at each end would be on the left side, and we'd be turning to the right.
Damn.
Or no.
Fucking beefy.
Yeah, the right. I wasn't even trying that hard. There was a point where I'm like, I'm not rowing anymore. I'm just holding it, and we would still be going to the right. And it was like it was just a fucked up canoe. Anyways, I hate canoes now.
Yeah. I mean, canoes are not good for 3 people. You need 2 people.
Even it was just that canoe. I get 3 people. It's because it's like you got one on each end, sort of thing, and then you switch when you're actually trying to turn. But it was just so fucking bad. What?
The canoe can't be that bad. I think what happened was you guys were drunk or dumb.
No, we weren't. It was the morning. We got the canoe. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning. We hadn't had a single drink. We didn't have any drinks until we got to an island. And getting to that island took us 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I did canoeing at summer camp when I was middle school aged.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I also did kayaking. But canoeing's more fun.
Yeah, I think kayak sounds fun to me.
We did canoe wars
but
sometimes,
also,
which was
sounds
fucking
horrifying.
Dope. Have you ever been in a canoe war, Ian?
No, I have not. But but you know how like you got your legs in the kayak and shit, like you're sitting down.
Oh, where you're like, you're like zipped in, basically.
If the thing fucking flipped over, I understand that they teach you how to do this when you get into a kayak, but I feel like I would drown. Like, I feel like I'd be too stupid to get out.
You just get out, Ian.
You said you're zipped in.
Well, you're not like, not really. You kind of like seal yourself in. It's like, honestly, you don't. It's easy, Ian.
So, like, I could just be like, whoop, slip myself out?
Yeah.
You know what we should do this summer?
I don't want to go kayaking ever again. It's the worst kind of boating.
No. Go tubing.
Oh, yeah.
Just go to like a river and just fucking like get on a tube and be like, see you guys later. Don't know how we're going to get back to our cars, but we're just going down. Yeah. So that's the news this week.
It is.
If there was anything we missed, it wasn't important. That's how the show works. We are the pivotal news service.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Jewish space lasers.
Oh, yeah. a representative.
Oh wait,
from
that's
Georgia.
politics. That's politics. We
No,
can't talk about
it's only this episode will come out in February.
in February.
What a fucking racist.
California wildfire. Oh, great! Now I can just name the podcast that. Woo.
California wildfires were started by a Jewish space laser. Says what's her name? Like Mallory something.
It's like Marjorie something. She's like a congresswoman. She's
Marjorie
like
Taylor Greene.
Yeah. She's a
Wife,
congresswoman.
mother, and congressman representing Georgia's 14th district.
I mean, you're a congressperson or congresswoman. You're not a congressman.
She said Did I say congressman?
Yeah.
She's a congresswoman. That's what it's in her bio.
Oh, okay. So you just okay, that's you. That's a you bad. Then never mind. I rescind my roast.
I read it wrong. Don't give me that.
That's what I was saying. I rescind my roast. I was like, oh, then never mind. I'm not making fun of anybody for this.
Yeah, but anyways, she looks like basic like white mom who would put something stupid in a casserole like raisins.
Yeah.
And like she claimed that California wildfires were started because of Jewish space lasers, and as far as I know, no one in the Republican Party has been like, "Hey, man,
that's not cool.
Maybe
you shouldn't say that." Yeah,
yeah.
Wild. Wonder what Ben Shapiro had to say about it, because I think he's somebody who'd be pretty offended by that,
considering he's Jewish.
Yeah,
but no,
right.
Ben Shapiro was too busy accidentally agreeing with AOC.
Or like not pleasuring his wife.
Yeah. Wet ass P word. Did you see fucking AOC get really mad at Ted Cruz?
That was funny. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they agreed about the fucking Robin Hood thing. And then AOC was like, okay, I don't mind working with Republicans because I know this is a nonpartisan
But I mind
thing,
working with you,
but I mind
motherfucker.
working with Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say was, but I won't. I'm going to tell you this. I'm stealing this joke from a TikTok that I saw. But, the Jewish space lasers were allegedly shot from the Death Star of David.
Good one. The trans history of Samus Aran and Poison Kiss. Like,
oh, Poison from Fatal Fury or Final Fight.
It is trans.
Is
canonically.
Canonically trans from the instruction booklet. And I think the reason why they say Samus
is because
is
she's tall.
trans. Well, no, it's because in the instruction booklet, it referred to Samus as he in the first Metroid, so that it would preserve the twist at the end.
Surprise.
Yeah. But again, if you're gonna try to find that kind of like subtext in there and find that kind of representation, you're allowed. You're not allowed.
That's fine, but like, you don't get to decide your own canon with things. Like, you can be like, I like the concept better if Samus Aran was trans, or if Naoto from fucking Persona 4 was trans. But like, they are not. Maybe look for actually trans characters instead of forcing it onto things.
Well, there's so few. Is
Yeah.
the thing. So like they kind of have to force it. You have to be like, well, we read the. It's like nobody in Top Gun is canonically gay, but that movie's fucking gay as hell.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, nobody in that movie's canonically gay. They're all canonically straight.
Yeah.
Like, but the movie's gay as hell.
I think it's got a lot of kind of speaks like people are fine with making a joke about like, oh, those men are gay because they shirtless volleyball scene, but people going like Samus Aran is trans. There's some mild transphobia when you're like, ew, no, gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck a trans woman, but I'll fuck Samus Aran.
Right. It's people are dumb. Just like anybody complaining about fucking, oh, there's a woman playing Lucifer and fucking Sandman. You're an idiot and you suck. And Gwendolyn Christie looks more like David Bowie than the guy who plays Lucifer on the TV show.
Yeah.
So, and Lucifer in the comic looks like David Bowie. So
I just think it's super fucking stupid that Samus wears heels.
in Zero Suit, you mean?
Yeah. Well, this is some art I'm sending you. Oh, this is from Samus Returns, which I think is
Metroid Samus Returns.
yeah, but I don't know if it's
The
the new
3DS
Samus
game.
Returns. Oh, is
Has
that?
to
Yeah,
be.
that was. It was. Samus Returns was the remake of Metroid 2, right?
Yeah, Metroid 2: The Return of Samus.
Yeah. And then I think in Super Smash, yeah, in like Melee, she has no, not Melee. She's not Zero Suit Melee.
Ultimate.
In Ultimate, she wears like fucking heels for some reason. It's like
I
we're
don't
gonna nerf her. We're gonna nerf her titties, but we're gonna put her in heels.
It's
Like, just-
equality though, because they also nerfed Snake's ass.
That's not fair.
It's equality.
Don't nerf either.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, you should buff both, honestly. But
Samus's was already top tier.
yeah,
Snake could be in some more flattering pants. I think Samus's nerf was not as bad as
Snake's.
Snake's. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Snake went from 80% to like 0%, whereas like
Snake had a dump truck.
Samus went from 100 to 50 or to 60 or whatever, whereas Snake went from 80 to 0. So like
Negative.
it was
He went
worse
to
to
King
start.
Hill. He went to fucking Hank Hill ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad Bayonetta just gets to be Bayonetta in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Like she could have not been, and she is
Also,
100%
Based off
herself.
of, you know how Sakurai, when I don't know which character he was introducing, but he said there's only allowed to be good boys and girls, which was pretty
for
much
good
saying
boys and girls.
my Shiranui will never come to the game.
Yeah, that's what it was. My Shiranui.
So Bayonetta is considered a good girl, but my Shiranui is like evil.
well, I guess it's more for like, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he's like, listen, I like Bayonetta.
I like that King KOF, like just straight up like Street Fighter. It's just like people pining for each other the whole time.
But in KOF, people wind up
KOF, it's
together.
like no, they be fucking.
Yeah.
Like, well, for Terry Bogart, his love interest is Blue Mary, but it just
Yeah.
says love interest. But when you go to like Andy Bogart, it just straight up says like, oh, his lover is my Shiranui.
Hell yeah.
I think there's a ton like that. Like I think King has one as well.
Yeah. Devil May Cry has characters
Rio
and fucking
has
characters who
love
don't.
interest. Yeah, Virgil, for one who fucks,
Yeah.
and that's the end of the story. So far,
Nero
Nero and Kyrie are super religious.
rails Kyrie.
I just Kyrie. They don't
Kyrie
do it. They
gets
don't do it in the
fucking
traditional
railed.
way. They. I'm just saying.
Sweet surrender.
Kyrie won't let him put it in hole number 1 because that has to wait till marriage.
Fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
Jesus, but in this case, it would be fuck me in the ass because I love your uncle Dante.
No, it would. It's not Dante. It's Grandpa. It's Grandpa Sparta that they worship.
No, Sparta. No, because Sparta is God. Mm-hmm. His son would be Dante and Virgil, so then they would be Jesus.
So okay, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, if Sparta is the God symbol,
So
the
wait,
sons would be Jesus.
but on the other hand, she would be into it before marriage because Nero is like the son of Jesus.
One of the son of Jesus. I don't know.
I don't
That's the only negative I have for Devil May Cry 5.
You think
Okay,
Jesus had kids?
No, he didn't.
I think he probably did. I mean, he hung out with Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, but he hung out with her. It was like it's if you were friends with a prostitute that you didn't fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd be more likely to have fucked someone else if I was like, yeah, I'm down to hang out with, and I am down to hang out with prostitutes. I'm not a judgy person. I'd be friends.
I'd be friends, yeah. I got no issue with that. Man, sometimes my fucking wave is just so low. But you can fix that. Fix it in
Yeah.
post.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only problem with Devil May Cry 5 is that Kyrie is not in it.
Yeah.
All right, talk about your stupid fucking comic books that suck dick.
Hey, I'm only going to talk about some of them, and I'm saving more for next week. I'm very kind, Ian. I could have just had all of them there, and then you would have been pissed off. Oh, nice. You're drinking bubbly?
Yeah, this is a blackberry one. I don't like it that much.
I liked their cherry one. It tastes like actual pop to me.
Their cherry one and their lime one is good.
Okay. So yeah, as a continuation of what I talked about last week, where I talked about reading the first omnibus of Batman by Grant Morrison, this past week I've read the second and third omnibi. And guess what? They're both really great. So the second one I'll start with is all what?
Now, I follow this fake Nintendo account, and it said, "Set your lasers to fun. Gran Torino launches today on Nintendo Switch." And I don't, and it's just a picture of Clint Eastwood, like.
Okay. But yeah. So volume 2 of the Batman Grant Morrison omnibus follows his run on Batman and Robin and includes Batman: The Return of Bruce Wayne, the two storylines. So Batman and Robin, fucking, this is the best of, in my opinion, this, like, the energy, the vibes, the character interactions. This is some of my my favorite era of Batman. I am biased. It is fucking Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, Batman and Robin. Like,
Yeah.
perfect. You know? That
Yeah.
was so fucking loud, Ian.
You can fix it in post.
I will. But yeah, man, fucking, it doesn't get better than Dick Bats and Damian Robin. Like, it's such a good vibe. You got fun Batman, you got serious Robin, who's like learning to become a better person. Bruce Wayne is dead, as he should be. You know, it's all the best stuff. They introduce like Professor Pig, but really, like, throughout this time period, like, it kind of doesn't, in my books, kind of doesn't last long enough. I'm not sure though. I think maybe Peter J. Tomasi wrote like more Dick Bats and Damo Rob in like kind of after this. I'm not sure. But still really fun. The art's incredible. And then that leads into Batman: The Return of Bruce Wayne, which are like they'll do like one issue of The Return of Bruce Wayne and then one issue of Batman and Robin, because they're kind of going in that order, which is cool. Which is, again, really interesting story. That's how Bruce comes back to the modern day after being stranded and going through the past after he killed Darkseid with a gun. It's
Batman,
a special,
now with guns.
it's a special gun that kills gods.
And that's then he uses it to kill Darkseid.
Yeah, well, Darkseid's a god. He's like technically one of the new gods, right?
He's a bitch.
But yeah, so that's a cool story, and then that leads into the third volume, which is Batman Incorporated, which by this point the story is really fucking good and extremely dense by the end of it. It's really funny that, like, you know, Grant Morrison, they said, like, you know, in the end of one of these books, they were like, you know, I had done Batman Arkham Asylum, A Serious House on Serious Earth, and that was kind of all I had wanted to say with him between like that and my run on Justice League of America. But then I got the offer to do this Batman run where I like came up with like Batman R.I.P. and the Black Glove and like all this stuff, you know, as a short thing, and then it wound up being a story arc that took 7 years to tell. Leading into Dick Bats and Batman Incorporated.
Yeah, I'll dick some
Right.
bats.
Hell yeah. And by the end of Batman Incorporated, the story is just like so good, and knowing all of the shit that happened is really useful. So if you can get your hands on these omnibuy, they can be pretty expensive because they're big hardcover editions, and there's 3 of them. I'd highly recommend it. there is, unfortunately, because it's both fortunately and unfortunately, it's a double-edged sword. Grant Morrison loves obscure continuity shit because that's who they are, right? Grant Morrison's just obsessed with that. Especially with their Batman run, right? But God, is it so rewarding when you pick up all the fucking details. So, you know, if you're gonna get that first omnibus, I highly recommend you read Batman the Black Casebook before it. If you want to do homework between the first and second omnibuy, you have to read Final Crisis and Battle for the Cowl. Although that's more optional, you can kind of jump through. The omnibuy have like a little summary that kind of tells you some stuff in between. So it's like you don't need to, but if you want to do that homework, you can. But between 2 and 3, there's no homework. It flows right directly between. But ultimately, I read like 2,000 pages of comics in the last few weeks.
So that's like what, like 5 words you read?
Ian, you read manga.
And?
It's the same shit, dude.
No, it's backwards.
And one of the stories in one of these is a prose story, which is actually like, you know, it's words. It's words, and then there's like one picture, almost like a light novel, I guess you could call it, but it's not really. It's like the parts of Watchmen that are more like a regular book. But yeah, Grant Morrison's run on Batman is like legendary for a reason. Introduced characters like Professor Pig, Damian Wayne. We got our extremely evil turn for Talia al Ghul, where she's way more evil than she's ever been in any other piece of media, which was very surprising to me. And again, Batman Inc. is an incredible comic that got weirdly... It's so fucked up, Ian, that like Batman Inc. happens and then keeps happening into New 52, because New 52 happened like in the middle of this story being written. And so Batman Inc., like, they're just like, okay, I guess this story takes place in the New 52, and the only changes is that Dick's no longer Batman. He's Nightwing with the red suit, you know, the red stripe instead of the blue stripe when he had that for a while. And that like Stephanie Brown never existed. So like the story with Stephanie Brown, Batgirl, I guess didn't happen in this story. But everything else is canon. Even the stuff that like relies on 15 years of backstory, it's still canon to the New 52 somehow, maybe. I don't know.
It's dumb.
It's dumb, but ultimately Batman Inc. is better for it, even though the New 52 was worse for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this book is better than like the reboot that they wanted to do. So I'm glad they let it finish, even though it means so many problems where they're like, yeah, in the New 52, everything that happened to Batman happened in 5 years. And it's like, there are 4 Robins. There are 4 Robins. How has he gone through children and this many children in 5 years?
Yeah. But then they lowered it down to 3 Robins, right?
No.
Well, who was the 4th?
Damian. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damian stuck around, baby. He's 13 now in canon.
Ooh.
He started at age 10, so 3 years have passed since Batman and Son. A 15-year-old comic.
Okay. That's dumb. Comic books are stupid.
Yeah, I mean, again, comic books, superhero comics, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everybody, not everybody, a lot of people criticize comics where they're like, it should be like manga where it's one story and it's over and like we never see them again. It doesn't really matter what universe it takes place in. And
well, I can tell you for sure that fucking manga does not end and it keeps going and it sucks. They fucking just put out, like, I just saw that there's a sequel series to The 7 Deadly Sins, and I'm like, fucking why?
What's it called? The eight Deadly Sins?
It's called like The 4 Apocalypse Nights or some shit.
But yeah, well, what I was gonna say is, the long amount of continuity and being able to pay off characters and storylines over the course of like 50 years in superhero comics There's like nothing like that. And on the one hand, it can make comics hard to get into, but on the other hand, it can make them so rewarding to like once you understand them. Especially DC Comics. Like the more DC Comics you read, the more like brilliant they become.
Yeah. So I think the character in this four Nights of the Apocalypse shit is just the kids of some the characters from the original Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, you hate that shit.
I fucking do so much, especially since it's like Seven Deadly Sins is a poorly written manga because that I just read all of because I was like, whatever, fuck it. Because all the characters in it are overpowered. And then the main character is so overpowered, the other characters that are overpowered becomes useless.
Cool.
And it's like, what's the point of this? Yeah. I'm literally just waiting for them to win.
If you want to hear some other weird anime shit, season 2 of The Promised Neverland is airing and is like not following the manga. Like there are explicit scenes that are like, you see this scene that happens in the manga? Nope, it happened completely different. This character's not showing up at all yet.
Okay.
We might not even be doing the Goldie Pond arc, which is one of the best arcs in this fucking book.
What? Okay. So that's weird. I don't know why they did that. I found the actual cast for it's the four, just like how there was the Seven Deadly Sins and each of them represented a sin.
Mm-hmm. There's the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and they represent death, pestilence, war, famine. Yep.
Yeah. So I was totally right. Fucking pestilence is a kid of the kid who is the fairy and the giant woman. War is the main character and his girlfriend's kids. But then the horseman of famine makes no fucking sense because his dad is dead. There's no way the kid would exist.
His dad could have had the kid before he died.
No, it's literally not possible. The guy, he was honestly the coolest part of the show to me, the series to me, is because his whole thing was that he was super powerful, but only from 6 a.m. to noon. And then he couldn't have fucked anybody. He pined for Merlin, who is a hot woman in this show, and the only time she finds out is at the end of the series. Well, at the end of his life, when he held the power he had that made him super powerful. It was actually an angel's power that he gave back to him at the end, and then he requested it back so that they could survive. He could beat up someone, and he uses the power, but it was at that point too much for his body, and it ends up making him burn to death. And in his final moments, he tells her that she loves her. He's always loved her, and she walks up, gives him like a kiss, and he goes like, "Damn, wish you told me earlier." And then because he was burning so hot, it like scarred the entire lower part of her like face, and then he dies. So he couldn't have fucked anybody like before he met her. It's literally his and her child. Oh, okay. So it takes place in an alternate universe where he didn't die. No, he's it's the same universe. It's that Merlin is like this overpowered like. So when they kissed, she got pregnant. Sure, fuck it, might as well. Like, what else could it be? All right. She's like super. She's like over 3,000 years old, but her like. She's like they call her like the daughter of chaos or some shit because she was like born to like a magical breed of people, and then they were just like, "Oh shit, you're too strong," and she's like, "You're goddamn right, I am." Do you know what sucks is that like the concept of the four horsemen of the apocalypse is always so fucking cool and like, yeah. Excuse me, and I'm sure this show's gonna suck. They're manga. It's a manga. I'll probably read a bit of it, but like just let things end. That's all. That's what I want in this world. For everything to go away. No, Dragon Ball should have been done. If they really wanted to do something, they could have gone like very far into the future. If they're gonna do more, like GT. No. Like the end of GT, where it's like there's two new characters and their name is Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr., except don't make that shit. Like, Pan was a grandmother in at the end of GT, and like there's like they've all progressed. Like, it's been like 150 years or something, and they're all dead. The only surviving one is Pan, and they could have set up this new world where, like, maybe when Hercule died, or was on his deathbed, he announced that energy is real, and they could have had this whole new world where, like, it was the future, but there was fantasy. Like, when,
or like Demon Slayer,
like
the end of Demon Slayer. They could just do like there are demons, but in modern day.
No, the end of Demon Slayer, all the demons are gone.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Because they kill the actual demon who created all the rest of the demons.
Okay, I'm trying to think of something that's like effectively like the future version of something else. Oh, Batman Beyond! Batman Beyond!
Yeah.
Batman Beyond!
Yeah. Or even, unfortunately, Boruto is a lot closer. But like it is very
well,
much
you
like,
want Boruto, but that they're not related. Like,
I
you want
Boruto,
it just be
but
like
Boruto is Naruto's like great grandkid or some shit.
Yeah, or like again, Batman Beyond, where it's like a person. I know that the Justice League episode is like, well, he's actually half Bruce Wayne's son, but we don't know that at the beginning of the show.
But like he has nothing that, like, Batman doesn't have anything in his genetics that makes him super.
No, it's just
Batman is super because of how he works.
Yeah.
So that's why that's fine. But Naruto, Goku, fucking this character from Seven Deadly Sins, they're all overpowered. That's their thing, is they're like genetically superior to everyone. But at least with Goku and shit, the Saiyan bloodline would thin out. And it's like, yeah, you're a Saiyan, you can go Super Saiyan, but you might not even be more powerful than like this show's equivalent of Krillin.
Oh, so Saiyan works like in the weird eugenicsy way, whereas Devil May Cry works the opposite.
What do you mean?
Well, in Devil May Cry, you become more powerful the more mixed you are. Right?
It depends if you think Nero is actually stronger than Dante and Virgil.
Well, at the end, he literally is.
Yeah,
At the end of 5, he literally is stronger than both Dante and Virgil. He throws them off of each other and is the strongest one.
I don't think he's stronger than them. I think
he can
he's weaker
be.
than them.
He has the potential to be stronger because he's more mixed.
If the idea is
Dante and Virgil are stronger than Sparta.
Yeah, but that's also because demons or devils, whatever the fuck they are, get their power from human blood. So if it's that the demon side of you is fueled with more power based off of how much percentage of human you are, then yeah, I guess that's right. But if it's like, if the demon in you gets weaker, then whatever. But they kind of did make it seem like, oh, like Gohan was stronger than Goku a lot earlier. So then why wouldn't it be like that? But then Gohan gets jobbed and then he becomes super weak. So I don't know if being a Saiyan makes you naturally stronger than everyone else. But certainly Pan is able to fly, and she's like 1 year old and super. So
Superman's son with Lois Lane is like, seems to be just as powerful.
It changes based off of what's going on. But yeah, anyways, that's your comics of the week.
Yep.
I played a bit. I don't know if it was. I played a lot of Cyberpunk or not a lot, because honestly,
well,
I'm
you
very
said
torn.
You started it from the beginning.
Yeah, I'm farther than I ever was. I got like 40 hours on my save file now. I'm like level 42.
Damn. Did you embrace Monkey and become Strong Boy?
No, that is like my main spec is still like stealth weapon, like handgun sort of shit. But if I'm in like an area where I'm like, I know I can kill all these people, just full on Monkey and just punch the shit out of everyone.
And I have not played that game in fucking ages, but obviously I said like I was going to prioritize Yakuza, and then I'll come back to Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I'm about to have to start playing Yakuza again. So I was playing through a bunch. I went through a lot. I fucked Judy, obviously, because why wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, and you're a girl now.
Yeah, Judy was the number one reason why.
Did you meet the cop guy I was telling you about, River?
I did. I met him for his gun. He's nice. I don't
Yeah,
dislike
he's
him.
a fine
He's a
character.
cop, which is unfortunate, but he like stops being a cop once he sees that like he gets sidelined for discovering corruption in the system and goes like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, never mind, my bad." But
so
also,
I think you got further in that plotline than me, because I got to the part where you like discover the corruption, but I didn't get to that part.
You discover the corruption, and then he calls you back, and he was like, "Yeah, I got fired from being a cop, but now there's like something he got fired from being a cop not because of that, is because his like nephew got involved in a case, and he's like not on good terms with his sister, but he wants to figure it out because like he still loves his family, sort of shit. He's honestly a great character.
I liked the plotline
He just
where I
looks
was
like
working
Vin
with
Diesel.
him to figure out the mayor's murder.
Yeah.
He looks like Vin Diesel if Vin Diesel was actually more ethnic than he is.
He looks like Vin Diesel, how Vin Diesel pictures himself in his mind. He's a bald-headed man. He's got a very strong body, but his his fur-lined jacket he wears with like that red shirt underneath. I'm like, oh, it's Riddick.
I was gonna say it's Bane.
It's Riddick and like Xander Cage or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Xander Cage is from Triple X, if that's who you're referring to.
I am.
He looks like Bane from Dark Knight Rises. In the coat.
That too.
All bald people look alike.
But this guy really looks like Vin Diesel to be like, here, this is what I was thinking of. This fucking clip picture of Vin Diesel with this fucking fur-lined coat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see it.
But yeah, he's very nice, and when you reject him, I felt bad.
Oh, why didn't you just bang him too?
Because my heart is set on Judy. That's all. I think Judy is supposed to be like Latino or a Latina, whatever.
Yeah.
But like she's so whitewashed.
Judy no, she is Latina.
But like she looks, I don't mean
She's
to be
just
rude
got
to,
light
like,
skin, dude. There's
she's
light
so
skin
light.
Latina
It's just
people.
like all the ethnic people in this like.
Well,
I feel like
Panem's
no one
darker.
is white. Panem is darker, but Panem's also like supposed to be black.
Yeah, I thought
But
she was
she's like
supposed to be
Rihanna black.
I thought she was supposed to be like Latina as well, but could be wrong.
I don't know. The names don't really match. And
Well, Panem is a name of a highway because she's a nomad. Mm-hmm. It's a Pan American Highway.
yeah,
At least I think her last name is Parker, so I guess she probably
No,
is
it's Palmer.
supposed- I'm almost certain it was Parker.
I'm literally looking at it. Her name is Panem Palmer.
Damn.
Yeah. She has the only like the sniper rifle you get from her when you finish her quest.
Oh yeah, it
It's the-
sucks.
It's all right, but it's the only silenced one you can get in the game.
The only silenced sniper.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Too bad
Yeah.
I'll never use it because it's
It
a
sucks, but
sniper
it does
rifle.
actually suck though, because when I got it, and I have like high crafting, so I fucking made it into like its legendary version, and it still only did like 500 damage per shot. And then I went and looked at just a pistol I had that already had a silencer and a scope on it, and it did like 800. And I'm like, why the fuck would I use the sniper?
Why would I use any weapon when I can do 1200 with fist?
Yeah. But then I got River's like revolver he gives you, and that does
I bet that's
1500 per hit.
Wait, 1500 per hit or 1500 DPS?
1500 DPS.
Okay.
Higher per hit. It's like 25,000 for a headshot. Not critical. Like it's a lot. Yeah. I don't know.
I just love
I'm
I love
at
a
the
good,
point where, like,
revolver.
I just can only do the main story stuff now.
Oh yeah.
Like
Did
I'm
you find all
done-
the cars? I found all the cars.
Yeah, I found all the cars. I beat up all the people in this around.
Did you laugh at the one that was GLaDOS?
Yeah, I did. And she even just straight up says her lines from Portal.
Yeah.
I beat up everyone, found all the cars. I still have to find like one more cyber psycho.
Oh,
but
you
I think
beat up
that's-
everybody? There was one I couldn't do.
Which one?
I think I was just not high level enough.
Was it
I don't
Rhino?
remember. Yeah, it was the big lady.
Yeah,
The
there's
big...
2 more after that.
Oh shit. Okay, then there is
Because
a
after
few
you
that I
beat
couldn't
them,
do.
you go and fight like an actual real boxer who's like, it's kind of like the fucking episode of The Simpsons where Homer becomes a boxer.
Yeah.
But you get offered to throw the match or take triple the money, but triple the money is only like 6,000, and I'm like, I get more than that for like breaking up a police thing. So
See, I would just take triple the money because I like winning.
no, it's triple the money if you throw.
Oh, okay, then I would just not throw and win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm built different. And then after that, you get
take
one
the money
more.
and win.
You unfortunately you can't do it like that, so I just fucking
Oh
beat
yeah,
his
because
ass.
I was like, just want to recreate the Bruce Willis's character from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, so I don't know. Cyberpunk's still a good game, but now that I don't have any side quests to do and I have to go do the main story, I'm like, oh man, this is just like my problem with Yakuza, where I beeline the side content and then be like, now I have to play the game.
The thing with Yakuza 7 is I know if I want to get my like the character that is not in the party to be able to level up better, I need to finish the business bullshit, but the business bullshit sucks. And I'm already in the top 10, but I really don't want to spend 5 more minutes on it. Like
Yeah.
cuz
I
it's
just
like
gotta grind right
now
now and I don't want to do it.
well, I'm at a
so
point with the
long.
business where it's like you have to buy a bunch of bigger businesses so you can make more money, and I'm like, I don't like this because none of my characters seem to be good enough to run these big ones.
Yeah. If you just have like a good enough lineup to win at the stockbroker meetings at the end, because I think they remove the time limit at the end. Like,
Yeah,
for the
they
final,
do.
like you can just keep going through it and beating up those, like just begging your way
Stockbrokers.
through all the stock meetings, and you just win.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Yeah. Or just look up like a fucking guide that just tells you like this is the perfect route, like this is how you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's Balan Wonderworld?
Balan Wonderworld? Well, Ian, Balan Wonderworld, we've talked about it in a number of times in this podcast whenever new news came out. Because I was hyped for Balan Wonderworld. Which is, in case you don't know, is the new game by Yuji Naka, who is the daddy of Sonic.
Wow.
Yeah. So...
Wait a second.
Yeah?
Isn't this character from something else?
No.
Keep going. Just keep talking about it.
There is some slight similarities to Nights from Nights into Dreams, which is also a game he made.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Okay. But yeah, so Balan Wonderworld, I was kind of hyped for it. I was like, yo, it's a new game by Yuji Naka with Square Enix. They made an entire new dev studio for it. I bet it'll be pretty cool. And they released a demo on PS5, and I was like, yo, that's sick. I'm going to check it out because I pre-ordered this game. So let's see how it is. And so the demo starts, and you can pick a character from, like, there are 6 presets for boy and 6 presets for girl, which is fine. You know, you don't need much more than that. And so then it starts, and I'm like, yo, fucking look at this cutscene. This cutscene's incredible. It's visually gorgeous. Square Enix cutscene. They put some cash money into it.
Yeah.
And then the game starts, and the game is a platformer with one button. It's the jump, which is jump, but like depending on the costume that you're wearing, it can be a different thing, right? Like some costumes can't jump, and it's actually just an attack. There's very little combat. It's mostly puzzle platforming in mostly linear levels with some exploration. And the jumping is stiff. The running around is stiff. The platforming's not great. The level design is pretty basic. It's visually very nice, especially the way like levels almost like parts of it rise out of the background, almost like it's like Mario Galaxy, but it's almost like all these things are separate little square pieces instead of being on a round world.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes it curves inwards even vibe, which is again like very interesting stuff visually. All the cutscenes in the game are like very pretty. Like there's a lot of elements that I was like, I'm into this, but the game itself isn't good. The story, what there was, I was like, well, what am I doing? And I was like, I want to know who this Balan character is. He's like cool, you know. He's running this cool, like, almost cabaret club that, like, lets people go into their dreams or whatever. But yeah, the gameplay is just kind of dookie, and that sucks. And I canceled my fucking pre-order because the game's coming out in like a month, so it's not like the demo could like fix anything reasonably. But yeah, man. The music's fucking incredible. Ian, the music in this game is so fucking top tier. It is such a waste that it's in a terrible game. Like the visual style, the cutscenes, like all this shit adds together. It is really good, really cool, like interesting. Like not the best in the world, but like I like it. And then the game fucking sucks, dude. It's like the most.
What a bummer.
It's like if a Hat in Time had simultaneously less and more money. Like less money for game. Like, because Hat in Time has really like fluid gameplay. It has double jumping. It has like, you know, you can switch your powers or whatever. I haven't actually played it, but everybody says it's quite good. And like, you know, Yakuza Metro DLC in that in Hat in Time, you know, cool. But then fucking this game, like, again, the places where money should go sometimes, like to music and cutscenes, are like, again, super high quality music, super high quality cutscenes. Like the visual character design, like I think has like a lot of personality, especially of Balan. But yeah, just the game's poopy garbage.
Well,
I recommend everybody download the demo and see. Cause
see if maybe you like it, and
maybe you
Nathan's
like
just
it.
wrong.
Maybe you like it. Or maybe you're like, well, I like the vibes that I'm getting from the rest of this enough to like get through the gameplay. But as somebody who listen, like I, especially with Sonic and Yuji Naka, I am very easygoing. I think of Shadow the Hedgehog as one of the good ones, guys. Like, I can be forgiving to video games. Okay? Sonic 06 I said was better than Halo 1. Like, I can be forgiving to video games. Okay? This game is not it for me, fam. Like... yeah, which is a shame. Yeah. Again, like, there's a lot of... Especially, like... The music more than anything is fucking great. Download that soundtrack and don't buy the game.
Put that soundtrack in a better game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So game bad, but maybe.
Yeah. I read a review on Destructoid that loved it, and I was like, "Did you fucking play the same demo as me?" Because like. The jumping is just super. Not on Destructoid, dude. Like, come on.
No, those gamer journalists.
Well, people don't write shit that they don't believe in games reviews usually. I doubt this game had the bribe squad. Like, nobody's stopping you from.
The top three like stories.
Yeah.
When you search Balan Wonderland, is someone one just says demo impressions. 2 is from Nintendo Life, and it says we're not all that impressed with Balan Wonderland's free demo. And the third, it says a classic 3D platformer feel for better or worse.
That's not true. This is way less fluid than the classic ones. This is like, dude, this is way less fluid to in your hands. Like everything's slow and clunky in this game. Like compare that to Sonic Adventure 1 even. Like that game's fluid as fuck.
I don't know. It varies depending. I don't think all old games are as fluid as people remember them being. So
I don't know, dude. Like
Well, old
Ian,
game
play
bad.
download the demo. I'm begging you. I'm begging you to download this demo.
All right, I'll do it. How long's the demo?
Oh, there's a lot of content in it. There's
All
tons.
right, well, I'm sure I can just go through it in a minute.
Probably an hour, but you will get bored of it within an hour of playing. Like, I didn't even beat every level in the demo, dude.
Well, at least it's a big demo.
It's a big demo. Like, I wish this game was good. Like, I wanted it to be good. When I downloaded the demo, I was like assuming it would be a good game.
Yeah, because it has the makings of things you enjoy.
Yeah. And I was like, fucking Square Enix, Yuji Naka, this is gonna be sick.
So moving on then, Balan
Yeah.
Wonderland could use some work, or it's just gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Wow.
I
And
am so tired of being in the wilderness.
Wilderness fucking sucks, dude. Like, although apparently Valhalla has like the opening 3 hours or like its own little open area, which is cool. I like when games do
it's
that.
like one of those areas where you start and you come back and like from raiding this like outlying island, and you like get back home, and your brother, who's been gone for like 2 years on like a trip. Oh, this glass finally broke.
What glass?
I have this little like weird thing, and it's got glass, and it just broke.
Well, what the fuck is that even?
I don't know. I stole it from someone like years ago. Well, no, it was left in my home, and I kept it. So, the opening of the game. Actually, wait. The first opening, they always make you play as a kid in these fucking games now. You always start out as a child.
Yeah.
And you do something. Actually, okay, in this one at least you do. I don't think you do in Odyssey.
Well, you said you got dropped off a cliff like your dad's Heihachi.
Except your dad didn't do it to you. So like it's like an opening night where you are the son of a clan leader, and your dad
The clan.
is joining what?
The clan.
Your dad is pledging his loyalty to a king. Mm-hmm. And it honestly, it really had the vibe of like, oh, betrayal. It felt like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Because it was like, everything's so happy. We're having a great time here. What? My wife has been stabbed?
Hey, Ian, you should watch or read Vinland Saga.
I was thinking about it. Also starting Vagabond. But so your dad says like, here's this like coil, give it to the king and say these words, and you as a kid, you as a gender neutral child, because you don't get to choose if you're a boy or a girl at this point. You walk up
you
and
choose
you say
after the flashback?
Yeah, because it's like you're just a kid. You're not gendered yet.
Yeah. We all get to pick one at
you have
age 13.
You have a shaved head, and you just look like a child. Like at first I was like, oh, that's a boy, and then at a different angle I'm like, or.
Unless.
Yeah, because you could really only gender children based off of their hairstyle. Like, let's be real. If they're wearing neutral clothes and they just look like a blank canvas, it's like, is that a boy or is that a girl? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything gets attacked. This asshole says, if you lay down your life, I won't kill anyone else in your clan. And your dad, like a fucking idiot, gets his head chopped off. Your mom, who was being a total badass bitch this whole time, goes to rush the guy and gets stabbed in the back and then dies. And the king survives, and so does his son. And the son tries to take you away to like rescue you.
Yeah.
On a horse, and then the horse gets shot with an arrow. You start falling down like a cliff. I don't know where the son goes, but he survives because he's one of the main characters as well. You fall down onto a thing of ice. The horse drowns, and I felt real bad about that. Because it's always sad. It makes me think of the Never-Ending Story. With that fucking swamp of sadness or whatever.
Swamp of Sadness.
So this is where you get your name, though, is like your a wolf comes and is about to try and eat you, and it
Whoa,
actually grips you
really
across the
breaking
neck.
up for me.
Oh,
You're really
hello?
breaking up for me.
Oh, let's give it a minute.
I think we're
Hello?
good now. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you get attacked by a wolf, and it's trying to rip your throat out, and you like shove it away somehow. Don't know how like a 5-year-old shoves away this wolf, but he does. And then he takes an axe and then like spins with it and like cuts the wolf's head off, and then that's when like the game like goes like, ooh, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and your name is now Eivor Wolfkissed.
How does this game relate to the Assassin Order and the Pieces of Eden?
So it cuts to the future. The guy who killed your dad, you're like going around fucking with his like encampments and killing his men. And you get back to shore, and you're like, you meet up with this woman, and she's like, you gotta stop that shit, you're fucking pissing off the king. And he's like, whatever, when's your husband coming back? And she's like, your brother will be back soon. And I'm like, who is my brother? Because I'm an only child, and my dad and mom are dead. You get adopted by the king that you were swearing loyalty to, and your brother is the dude who tries to save you at the beginning. His name's Sigurd.
So wait, so the guy who like killed your dad is now your new dad?
No. The guy who killed your dad is just a villain. The king, you get the party you're at where your dad was swearing loyalty to a king gets interrupted by an asshole.
Oh, so it's like they're random brigands.
Yeah. Well, like he was known. He wasn't that random, but he was
So
like,
this is really like, oh yes, it's worse Vinland Saga.
yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't know Vinland Saga. But
Vinland
also,
Saga's
I
cool.
think Vinland Saga is also based off of something. Like, isn't that also
okay.
historical?
Vinland Saga is based on like an actual story that happened in the real world. And that's the
Most
thing.
Assassin's Creed games are also based like that.
But your character is not real in this. They're not a real person.
I haven't Googled it. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
Yeah, but
Like in Odyssey, you absolutely were not based on a real character. But
yeah.
your the guy who plays your brother, Sigurd, is a real historical figure.
Okay, yeah, but why I say like this is worse is because the thing, my big
You don't
complaint
even know
about
if it's worse. You're just
I
assuming.
don't know if it's worse. I don't know if it's worse, but the thing with Vinland Saga that I always complain about is that like the battles and stuff get so anime when like the story is kind of more realistic. Like it's really like historical and realistic. Same with like the credits themes, which are like kind of screamo-y, and I'm like, dude, like this is fucking this is like a thing that happened in real life mostly. Like obviously a lot of fictionalization is happening. But like this is like playing itself very accurate, and then it's like fucking
Hey, you know what's
Japanese
funny, actually?
screamo. Yep.
The guy who plays Eivor, the main character, the male version of him, played a character in another in another thing where he played the dude. Let me find it. He plays a dude named Nut or Snut, like CNUT, and Vinland Saga is a dramatization of King Nut the Great's historical rise to power.
Yep.
Yeah. So might be stealing from the same places.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Dude, I'm sure.
But
this game came after, not only after the manga's been around for 15 years.
15 years after, yeah.
Yeah, it came after the anime's been out for 3 or 4 years, right?
2 years. No, technically one. The anime came out in 2019. So your brother comes back. He was on like a world. He went around the world and shit, or around the known world. So he didn't go to the new world, but he went to like Africa and stuff. He was gone for 2 years, and he comes back with 2 men, and they're just from the Assassin's Order.
Oh right, because this one actually takes place after Origins.
Yeah, this game takes place after Origins. Odyssey took place before, and also Cassandra is the mother of the guy who created the Order in the new canon.
Well, Origins, the main character creates the Order, don't they?
Yeah, that's her son.
Oh.
Or her grandson, or something like that. Like
Okay.
they're literally related by blood. So, Yeah, he just brings back these two guys, and they just say, "Oh, we're part of an order that seeks justice in the dark." And they're just like, "Cool, just fucking hang out with us. We're about to go party. You want to show up? You've already established that you guys are assassins who kill people in the dark. You want to come be in like within fucking spitting distance of our king?" And so they just kind of hang out, and your brother gives you the hidden blade, and one of the guys is like very like, one of the guys is very Obi-Wan, the other one's Qui-Gon Jinn. Whereas just like, it's like if your brother showed up and gave you a lightsaber and they're like, what? Obi-Wan's like, he can't do that. That's a special thing of our order. And Qui-Gon's like, simmer down. Who cares? You can have it.
So you have to cut off your finger?
No, that's that they make fun of it because they uncannoned that back in Assassin's Creed 2 and no one else has ever cut off their finger again.
Wait, so further... Okay, in Assassin's Creed 2, Da Vinci fucks with it so that you don't have to cut your finger off. But then this one, which takes place before 2,
takes place in 1000.
It. So this takes place even before 1. Right?
No, I think 1 takes place in BC.
No, Assassin's Creed 1 doesn't take place in BC.
All right, 1 second. I'm finding... Sorry, I don't know.
Assassin's Creed 1 takes place during the Crusades in the Middle East.
In Assassin's Creed 2... actually, when the fuck is the Crusades? Wow, this actually takes place, like, before. You're right.
Right. So they're like,
Crusades.
Actually, the fucking Assassins members in the Middle East are dipshits and couldn't figure out how to fucking do it. They just never figured it out.
No, but what he does... With Assassin's Creed 2... what happens is Da Vinci figures out that Ezio can do it, like, instead of having to, like, just flex. I don't know how they actually use it. He just made it like, oh, when you turn your wrist back like this, it pops out. Or, like, just do that. So Ezio goes up and, like, palms people and kills them. Mm-hmm. Eivor just takes it and puts it on backwards so it's on the back side of his hand. Instead of it being a hidden blade, it's just there.
Right, because they've stopped giving a shit about the concept of like being an assassin at all.
Yeah, also, they don't want if this game feels like they don't want you to be an assassin because the combat, like the actual combat when you're fighting, is so much better than just walking around and assassinating people. It's kind of like in Ghost of Tsushima where they put so much effort into like the face-to-face combat. You probably should just do face-to-face combat instead of stealthing.
Well, in Ghost of Tsushima, they actually managed to give a good risk-reward system where each one can be good.
Yeah, but this is just kind of like the assassination system has not changed. It is the same fucking thing has been in every game, but the weapon system is like full. There's tons of shit now.
Oh, it's not even like Origins and Odyssey where it's like kind of a Dark Souls ripoff thing?
Oh, no. Still kind of is, but like it's a lot more generous and like you don't have to fight like that. Like Origins and Odyssey, it was very dependent on you parrying all the time. This game you don't have to parry. Like you can get around combat without doing it, but also it's super easy. So
do you want to talk about your last thing?
I'm just gonna say, but also you were right. Like the opening world, 4 fucking hours until you get to leave.
Until you get to England.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
Actually, probably 3 hours. I fucked around a bit. All right, and also just real quick, my last thing that was separate from something Nathan did. In my Discord call, we watched the movie Sleepaway Camp again.
Yeah, it's a classic movie.
Yeah, that movie fucking sucks. If you know who the killer is, the movie's bad. That's my whole point.
Well, it's a movie famous for its twist.
Yeah. But just like the way everything about it, I'm like, this movie's just so long. It's not even long. It just feels long because they stretch everything so much. And it's like the kid goes crazy because it's like kind of insane because the kid gets adopted by their mom. No, by their aunt. And she has like a hatred of men now because her brother was gay. And it's like, why? And then they were a boy and got raised as a girl. Mm-hmm. And then also some of the people, like the first guy she kills deserves it. He was trying to rape a child. Like he was like pulled her into the storeroom and he's like, "Oh yeah, let me just pop my dick out here." And then she like boils him to death with like a giant pot of water. But then some of the other characters is like, "Why did you do this?" She even kills a girl by taking a curling iron and sticking it in her asshole and puss and burning her to death from the inside.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the one kill you don't get to see the aftermath of, though, which is pretty good because that would be a child you'd see that happen to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies where I don't think it was meant for people who have never seen a slasher movie before.
Are you saying I've never seen a slasher movie before?
You don't watch horror movies, Ian.
I don't, but I've seen the movies. I've seen some.
You've seen... Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, like... It's for people
who
are who love Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? Like, it's for people who are super into that shit.
Yeah. I guess, but this movie's only 3 years older than Friday the 13th. Oh no, 6 years. The first Friday the 13th came out in 1987. What?
What? The first Friday didn't come out in 87, came out in 80.
Oh, fuck. That says a television series. Sorry. I was just kind of skimming. Yeah, it came out in 80.
Yeah.
So this movie is 3 years after in 1983. I'm just
okay.
brain fry.
No worries.
Have you ever seen Jason X?
I've seen parts of it.
That one is like so stupid.
Yeah, well, it's on purpose. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sure it was a disappointment for people who were like, I really like Jason. But for me, it was like, I don't care.
No, every Friday the 13th movie is a comedy movie where the jokes are murder. Like, that's what it is. They're fun. Like, they're supposed to be lighthearted, funny movies.
I guess, yeah.
They were like, oh, people liked Halloween. Let's just make a fun version of that we can do a new one every year.
All right, okay. I see where you're coming from. But,
yeah.
Just, God. I'll watch any of these movies. Not Sleepaway Camp. I hate it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's honestly not a good movie. It's just known for its ending.
It's a classic because it was like, whoa,
yeah.
I figured it was her, but to that?
Yeah, it's
and also the only reason we watched it is because someone did this like fucking like edit on Gavin's face on like a picture they had of him where he was like,
oh, when it's the like, girl, when it's her at the end.
That looks like the end of... Yeah, and then someone made an edit. I think you can find it in my Discord, actually, if you scroll up enough. They just put Gavin's face over hers.
That's honestly... that's a good... I think that's a good shot. I think that's like a really well done, creepy, you know...
It's just the noise she's making where she's like...
Yeah. Like, it's, you know... It's better than the rest of the movie.
They like to hold on shots a lot. Like, well, when at the start of the movie when the guy gets beheaded and then it just has that girl who is on the water skis like screaming for like a full minute about how they fucking killed him. And then when the guy gets boiled to death, we watch him on the ground going, ah, for way too long.
That's true about a lot of older movies though, like cuz back when editing wasn't digital, you didn't have the ability to watch it 80 times and cut the shot super short, you know?
Yeah, because if you cut too much, it would be like, fuck.
Yeah, like it's...
There it goes.
Yeah. Like, it was just...
the movie's only like an hour and 20 minutes. It's like standard.
Yeah, that's the thing with, like, classic Grindhouse, is, like, you're not going to get lots of, like, great movies, but you're going to get movies with, like, interesting moments or, like, cool bits in them that are, like, interesting, even if the whole thing's kind of not good, you know?
Yes. And that's been my week. But wait, there's more.
That's right, guys. Episode 4 of WandaVision came out. And it's time for our nerd culture podcast to tackle episode 4 of WandaVision. We got all of the Easter eggs that you missed, references to other MCU properties. Nerd culture.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. This is the least WandaVision episode of WandaVision.
This episode's great. I think
I love Randall Park so much.
Oh, he's so good, dude. He's so
Just
good
this
in
whole
this.
thing of him just like not understanding questions or just like kind of being absorbed in his own world, just awesome.
Well, I love how they like because obviously they made all these episodes ages ago. I love how they managed to like pre-guess that fucking YouTubers who were like watching the show that do the nerd culture theory crafting were going to talk a lot about the fucking the hexagons. They were like, so the first thing he writes is why hexagons. Right?
I did not know that. I just like the one below, like that's a bit below, but more in frame, where it just says, "Why a sitcom?"
Yeah, why a sitcom? Well, again, like these are what the questions are about the show, right? We're trying to figure it out.
Also, I like that the military man just goes like, "You're the one who figured out the most information. Why is everything like this?" And what's her name? Darcy?
Yeah.
She's just like, "I don't fucking know." And then they stop dealing with him because he's just such a prick.
He's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "It's a sitcom from the 50s."
And he's like, "Is this live? Is it pre-recorded?" And she's like, "I just found it, dickhead."
Yeah.
Yeah. Glad she's back. Glad she's a doctor now.
She's great in this. Her and Randall Park's character Jimmy Woo. You know you can't hate them. They have great chemistry. They're really funny. Maybe they're gonna end up together. I'd just watch a show of them doing X-Files. Honestly,
that would be funny, actually.
Yeah, because this episode's basically an X-Files episode.
When you said Jimmy Woo, I forgot that was the character's name.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't think that guy's name is Jimmy Woo, and it's like Randall Park.
Yeah.
How old is Randall Park?
I don't know. I bet Randall Park's 40 and Kat Dennings is 31.
Think 46. I'm bad at math. 1974.
74. Yeah, I guess he'd be 46 or more. Could be wrong.
Hey, there's only 12
46.
years between them, which is a lot less than Paul Bettany and
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? That's fine. It's all fine.
Yeah. Whatever. It's fake. But yeah, they were cute.
They have good chemistry. I would like to see them more.
Yeah.
I would watch an X-Files thing with them. The opening
thank God
scene.
Kat Dennings finally has like is on something that isn't fucking horrible to watch.
Yeah.
Because she's on Big Mouth. But then she was also
apparently Big Mouth is good.
Yeah, but she was also the main character on Two Broke Girls.
Yeah, that show's not good.
Yeah. Because the whole thing about Two Broke Girls is I'm hot, I'm blonde, dumb, and hot.
I'm Asian, and that's a joke.
I'm Asian, and that's a joke. I'm black, and I'm the stereotypical black guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was good in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Oh, hey.
A movie
the guy who played the Asian guy on Two Broke Girls, Matthew Moy, is the voice of Lars in Steven Universe.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a good character.
I'm glad he gets work that isn't offensive.
Yeah. The fuck is New Warriors?
New Warriors? Like the Marvel show?
It's a Marvel property.
Yeah. Like the canceled
that.
Marvel ABC show.
It got canceled?
That show was in the making. I think they filmed a bunch of episodes of it and it got canceled. Like, they just canceled it, which sucks because Melanie Vaintrub was going to play Squirrel Girl in it.
Yeah, he played Microbe.
Ooh.
And also Keith David was in it.
Oh.
We lost out. Oh, Nathan Barnett was the main character.
Who is he? Is he that guy that can't die?
Tased Man.
Oh, never mind.
But you know who Nathan Barnett is, right?
It's like Keith Apicary guy, right?
Yeah. If you don't know who that is, you've probably seen that video of Eggman dancing to Rasputin, and that's him.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So like the undusting at the beginning of the ep, that was really cool.
Yeah, finding out that she was dusted, and now she's like, my mom's dead. What the fuck?
Yeah. And we finally get some explanation for Sword, which has apparently existed for some time now in this universe. People were saying that they would only exist from
It existed at least 5 years ago. Sword sounds like it was a creation of her mother.
Yeah, her mom created Sword, so it had to happen between the 90s and now. The line "you grew up in it" makes me think it's been around for quite a while, like almost right after Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Because she was a little girl in that movie.
What if Sword was like a more secret version of Shield, or more actually like?
It honestly seems less secret.
Yeah, it kind of does, because the way she just walks in, it's like, oh, they have like an actual base that's just like right there.
Well,
but like
Shield also had the Triskelion, which was just like in the middle of DC, and everyone knew it.
Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think? What's his face?
The leader of Sword is a dickhead.
Samuel L. Jackson's character. Why am I Nick Fury?
Yeah.
Do you think he had like it? Has any like relation, like, because he was friends with Monica Rambeau or Maria Rambeau.
He almost certainly, was involved, because like you don't start like a government organization just by yourself, and she knew Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
The really interesting thing, and I don't know how many people have pointed this out, maybe it's everybody said it now. This show takes place 3 weeks after the end of Avengers Endgame, which means it takes place before Spider-Man 2, which takes place 9 months after.
Okay.
So potentially what Sword happens here maybe winds up creating that space station at the end of Far From Home.
Maybe.
Because
maybe Nick Fury's just already up there. Like at the end of Endgame, he just like leaves and goes like, "Fuck it." Oh no, he's not in Far From Home at all.
He is at the end.
Yes, but like he's not. Yeah. That's not Nick Fury. That's
So what I'm thinking is that
man.
Nick Fury is getting involved with, or like shortly after this, Nick Fury gets involved with Sword on a more hands-on approach and winds up creating that big space station. Just because like Sword says in the episode, they're like, we were what they are in the comics, which is the Sentient World Observation and Reporting, whatever. Division is the last one. But now they're the Sentient Weapon Observation and Reporting Division. So
there was something we got a brief flash of, though, when it did show us back in the WandaVision world.
Oh, that Vision is a dead body, yeah.
Yes. So is that her just remembering that Vision is dead, or is she puppeteering Vision's corpse?
In my brain, she stole his body.
Yeah, I think that too.
That's my vibe. My vibe is the stolen corpse, because they did release like a sneak peek of episode 5 and further, which shows like Vision going through and trying to leave. And on the outside, he like falls on his knees, and it looks like his head's kind of indented in. So I think like when he leaves, he turns into the corpse.
So, but all right. So if Wanda has the power to fuck up this entire realm, the area around Westview.
Yeah,
is that the name of the town?
Westview is the town. Yeah.
Yeah, not Eastview. That's where that cop is from.
Yeah. I've never heard of Westview, he says, 5 feet away from the fucking sign.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But so could Vision be an animated corpse if Wanda was close by? Like, what if it's just like a field of divination sort of shit, where if she is nearby, somehow he can live?
So obviously, like, the answer is we don't know yet, because this is like its own thing. But
he's got to be alive. Like, she's got to be like activating what remains of Vision's brain, because why would he question anything if he was just another construct?
So I think she is essentially, she's like capable of doing a lot of crazy shit, but I think it's like she kind of has to be paying attention. And so if she thinks maybe when he's leaving, like, because like obviously it all is localized within that sphere, which makes me think like part of it is the fact that she's creating a second dimension, which means I think she has help either from Agnes or like I'm gonna assume Ralph is like Mephisto or someone else. I don't know, or someone else is Mephisto or something's Mephisto. That bunny probably Mephisto maybe. Senor Scratch, and everybody knows Mr. Scratch is a common name for Satan. Everybody knows that.
I did not know that. Yeah,
and she said
the show is a lot more interesting now.
Well, okay, like the vibe is, and I think a lot of people like getting into the show. I think the thing that's wild is like this show's not making as big hits every week. Like it's not the most talked about thing in the world every week. And the thing that I'm thinking, yeah, it's not taking over the world like Mandalorian is. And the reason is, I think, is that people did not read the tin of this show and then fucking watch it or like whatever. Like the people watching this show were like got the promise of, hey, this is like a sitcom thing, and then they got a sitcom thing with some occasional creepy stuff and hints towards things, and they're like, I don't like this, it's too slow. And like they're doing I really like what
Marvel
they're doing.
fans don't appreciate build-up. Like every fucking recent Marvel movie starts with like giant battle that is only rivaled by the
next giant battle.
The next giant battle that would happen at like the second act and then the climax. Because it's like prologue. It's like beginning of the movie, big battle. Then a bunch of sitting and talking around that sets up like what their goal is. A big middle level battle, like to be like, oh look, it's all the characters gathering together, and then end battle where we resolve it.
Yeah. And like this thing going for like mostly being this comedy horror. Okay. This thing going for this comedy horror vibes and like doing this stuff and being a little bit more of a slow burn because we've got 9 whole episodes, folks. Like it's a 4.5 hour story instead of a 2.5 hour one, right? Or longer, you know. Because like apparently the later episodes are going to be maybe a little bit longer, a little bit more prime time length. But yeah, it's a shame because like I think the stuff at the end of episode 3, again, like every episode's been drip feeding us more info, more questions, more spookies, and then this episode is like the big answers, and then I think we're going to go back to having our fun sitcom vibes again because we know that they did an episode for every decade going up to the 2000s.
So I think with next episode we're probably going to start getting longer ones.
Next episode I think we're going to do 80s sitcom.
Yeah, so I think it'll be like 20-minute, like episodes will probably become like 45 minutes long. Where it's like 20 minutes will just be like, oh look, more fun sitcom things, and then the rest will be like Wanda trying to like keep out the other people from like disturbing her world.
Furthering the mystery and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like actively fighting back and trying to keep like Vision from like discovering anything.
Yeah, like you know, we've seen clips from a lot of different sitcoms. You know, there's that Halloween one, which we don't know which era of sitcom that Halloween one's supposed to be at. Maybe it's the 80s one, which could be the next one, right?
I would have to guess that it would be the 80s because like that's the outfit, the costumes they're dressed in.
Well, they're dressed in their costumes from the comics. It's not their 80s
which
costumes.
Era of the comics?
The regular ones. The regular ones from the whole comics.
Okay.
Like Scarlet Witch's outfit has been the same since she's shown up. Like they make slight
you're right.
alterations. Like Vision's costume has been mostly the same except for when he was all white. You know.
All right. So
yeah. By the way, Ian, I would happily
Is Vision alive or dead? Deleted Avengers Endgame scene explains everything. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Dumbass.
There's a Avengers Endgame scene where that was deleted where Wanda unzips Vision's body bag, which just explains that probably she did steal the corpse.
Yeah.
But like it was supposed to be the post-credit scene of that movie, but it didn't. Didn't happen, which is good because it's
better
now
to
a
just have
secret.
that
It's
movie
now a
end.
mystery. It's now a mystery whether she kidnapped the body or not.
But then also, like, that movie was supposed to be like an ending. It wasn't supposed
Yeah.
to be like, oh look, there's still more guys.
Yeah, and guess what? It was already over 3 hours long, which is too long for a fucking comic book movie.
Yeah.
It didn't need an extra minute. But yeah, man. Like, again, I'm really enjoying the show, and I have been since week 1. But yeah, I'm glad to get like a little bit of a mix up, get some more answers than questions this week. But I would also be happy to see more sitcom fun with the light spookies happening where like certain things are off, because I do enjoy that aspect of the show. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. And that's about all I got to say this week.
Yeah, I don't know. WandaVision good, guys.
Yeah. It do be.
Ian, by the way, I do want to remind you that we are going to wind up being stuck in this vibes for like months on end, where we
What do you
talk
mean?
about new episodes of TV shows. Because the thing I realized about Disney and what they're doing with the Disney Plus Marvel shows is that so WandaVision started in January and it ends in March. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier starts in March and will end in May. And then Loki starts in May.
All right, so we got a solid like year.
Yeah,
or,
we got
9
like
months of Marvel shit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying this show. If Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is more of an action-centric show, if that's good, I bet that'll probably be more like The Mandalorian, where everybody's like, yo!
I just want it to be like more buddy cop shit.
Yeah, that's probably what it'll be. And then Loki's gonna
Yeah.
be like weird as fuck, too.
Uh-huh.
God, I want to see Mephisto in WandaVision, dude. Like, I want it to
Well,
be the
you
devil.
might. Who knows?
I want it to be Satan. Like, I know at the end of this episode they're like, it's all Wanda. But God, I want Satan to be here. God, wouldn't it be
It's
cool?
all Wanda, but maybe she's being influenced by someone.
Yeah. Satan. I want Mephisto,
Yeah.
dude. And then, if Mephisto's already set up, you can just do Ghost Rider. It's right
Yeah.
there. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for listening to the pod. We need to find a way to make these fucking less long. I bet this was like 9,000
Well, there's stuff you can
minutes.
cut out.
Yeah, sure can. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. If you wanna hear more from us, you know, we post these every week. And we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/n8scomedy, where you get every episode of this. Plus, you get more content from just me, including my stream uploads from when I stream at twitch.tv/themediahole. But also like some video essay style content from me, which, I'm working on some new stuff like that finally. You can also follow me at Twitter, on Twitter at the Media Hole. No, not at Twitter on Twitter. That's the official Twitter. But I'm at the Media Hole on Twitter. I'm at the Media Hole on TikTok. I already told you what my Twitch is, and of course my Tumblr. When your balls get stuck to your leg.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
If you want to follow Ian, he is at StrugglesV on everything. He's recently came under fire for accusing multiple different racial groups of having certain armaments that were destroying our environment.
I also made a tweet expressing my love for Cara Dune. Currently trending on Twitter, #We love Cara Dune, and it's a bunch of them are being retweeted by Gina Carano.
Ruh-roh.
And it's like, bro, we get it. You're definitely getting fired now. But shut the fuck up.
Oh, is it because she was fired?
No, she's not fired, but the fact that she's retweeting them makes me think like she's going to be fired.
Yeah.
Like it's not looking good, but
You also made a bunch of tweets saying that you want to see the Snyder Cut right now and not in March. God damn it! and that's you deserved the criticism you got for those tweets.
I got big likes for that one.
All right, guys. See you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.